stop by for the Nintenbyte. You got the Triforce and it feels right. Like Bowser, you can listen all night, singing peaches until the sun lights. Summer shoots her beam so bright. Master Hand always brings a fight. Catch 'em all and use that fire blast. Put the soul back to visit your past. Welcome to the Nintenbyte.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Nintenbyte Podcast, episode 38. We got a banger of a show for you guys today. A couple Switch 2 topics, including a reveal tomorrow. Oh boy, that's going to be a fun one. And
supposedly
stuff as well. Obviously, I know a lot of people that are watching this live show are on Tweet Watch right now. I find it kind of funny. That everyone's on Tweet Watch. I've been kind of making fun of it all day, and we're just going to keep making fun of it as we go on, because yes, one of our topics is going to be about the Switch 2 reveal. But let's go around the room and introduce all of our guests. First off, let's start with Nick with no K. How you doing, bud?
That's me. I'm doing good. Before we get anywhere here, I would like to issue a formal apology because I think this is all my fault. Because hold on, I gotta pull up the receipts here. At 6:43 p.m., I tweeted and said, you know what would be really funny? If Nintendo did a completely nothing tweet just to mess with people, just to be funny. Because I was like, oh, it would be like, that would be so funny. I'm indifferent either way. I'm here for the chaos. And then like 17 minutes later, they're like, hey guys, we got some sick new icons dropping for Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. And everyone's like, all right, pack it up. We're done. So I'm sorry. It's my fault. I also told my audience, if there's no Switch 2 announcement, I'm going to change my stream on Friday to Fortnite, and we're buying the Hatsune Miku skins. So we'll see how this week goes, I guess.
There you go. Then we got Favlams here. How's it going, buddy?
Howdy. Sorry, I'm trying to ratio the stream. Hi everybody. My name is Flam. I'm a Nintendo streamer, not YouTuber. Trying to be YouTuber, but we're getting there. YouTuber though, or excuse me, Twitch streamer. Yeah, it's wonderful to be here, and I'm putting everybody on Broad Watch. Anyways, I'm being an asshole. Wonderful. Happy to be here.
Hey guys, I don't mind who's watching live. I don't mind you guys dropping the clown emojis, but it is against them in the chat. You're good. One line. Our mods are eventually going to kick you out of the stream. So if you want to actually stay in the stream, I wouldn't keep spamming them over and over. But it's okay. I appreciate it today.
That's awesome.
So is the most super chat. We'll get
that's
that.
Awesome. Hey, you can engage it, right?
Here. How we doing, bud?
Oh, I'm doing good. I was having some technical difficulties, but I'm doing all right.
That's all right, dude. We're gonna need you to get us bricked up tonight, because
dude,
I'm
already there.
You're already there. All right. Nice to have you back on. And then I have to introduce. This is a crazy time. We have a brand new co-host. It's gonna be on every week. Gonna be helping host topics. It's gonna be having a damn good time. It's Andrew Collette from the Andrew Collette Show. How you doing, man?
Yo, good. I'm happy to be here. I'm grateful you're giving me a chance, and I think it's going to be a good future. It is like
the future, not today.
What from Honey I Shrunk the Kids? The future is now. Yeah, it's 55 degrees in my house. I'm not going to get into reasons why, but I'm shivering. So if my teeth are chattering, that's why. But it's going to be a good time tonight.
Hat rushing to him, in the middle of the show.
Oh Lord, that's a heat wave right now for us.
Yeah, that'd be a heat wave here. We're in the
What are we actually at right now?
Not in
I'm at 55 degrees in my house.
Yeah, I mean, yes, fair enough.
But Andrew, you want to let people know like who you are, just like what you do on YouTube, because obviously the new audience might not know who you are. So
yeah, for sure. I guess I didn't share the stream either, so probably a lot of people might not know me. But I mainly do gameplay, scripted content. I mainly 100% stuff, mainly Nintendo, almost all Nintendo. And then like I shrink it down to 30-minute to hour videos on average. And I just like memes and Nintendo and playing the games. And so just combine that all together, and that's what I do. So yeah. And I'm full time with that. So yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. 100% are over there.
Does your chat hear me?
Yeah, they should. I hear you, so they should hear
Yeah,
you.
we hear you.
Yeah.
One's in chat if you can hear Jake. Jake, give him a good caca or something. That's Gamebird's thing.
That's Game Bird.
That's Gamer. That's the wrong person.
Yeah.
Bricks in chat.
Yeah, drop a brick in the chat. Drop a B for brick. Yeah.
Hold on. Jake, what's your feeling on 9 inches?
All right.
It's more than 7 inches more than you need.
More than 7 inches.
Wait, did we drop to the 1 inch destroyer now?
Well, I'm just saying 2 inches is more than enough. So even if you're a little under that, you're still meeting the requirement.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's saying that
Fair
2
enough,
inches
fair
isn't the
enough.
bare minimum. That's the max. All you need. All right, Eric,
Hey, well,
welcome back, buddy.
I'm just laughing at this. This is
Yup,
friggin'
I'm
hilarious.
just over here snacking
The
away on some
clowns.
pickles.
The clowns is great.
I love it. Thunderstash Gaming, how's it going?
What's up? I'm doing good. I'm not worried. I
I
feel
was worried
fine.
one bit. This is
Yeah,
hilarious.
I mean, guys, we don't need a tweet from Nintendo to tell us they're going to be revealing it tomorrow.
It would be
Okay.
nice though.
Yeah, sure would be
Be
nice,
real cool.
but you don't get
That'd be
everything
a
we always
presentation
want.
for Koala. Sorry.
I would say the advice I would give is there's other things to do in life. Stay busy doing other things. I'm working on Indiana Jones. I'm at the end of the game. I'll be reviewing that next. I'll give you my thoughts, later this week, but there's so many games to play. Everybody has a backlog. Mine's behind me. So it's like, dude, there's games to play. I know it's exciting, but I think for someone who's been watching the new console reveals since the early 90s, it'll be okay. We're gonna get there. It's coming soon. And I still am confident that it's coming tomorrow.
Oh, man. All right. So we'll get to our topic roulette. And look, I'm just going to go first because I kind of have to take this topic. There's no real choice since I'm one of the sources on it. Switch
Like
to
the guy.
review tomorrow, baby. We're just going to have that be topic numeral uno today. I'm taking it. You know what? Let's send it over to Andrew Collette, the new guy. Which topic would you like?
Was I one of the what's the wording?
You choose whatever you
Dealer's
want.
choice. That's what it was.
You want a dealer's
I'll
choice?
I'll talk about the console we'll for sure be getting, which is the Game Boy, the Lego Game Boy.
Lego
There you
Game
go.
Boy.
There you
Yeah,
go.
we
That's right.
All right. Let's toss it to Thunderstash.
Yeah, I'm gonna take dealer's choice.
Ooh.
I'll go hopefully towards the end. I'm working on getting it all detailed out.
That's okay. It's 2 topics away. You'll have plenty of time. Because the first topic I think is going to last a bit. The chat's not going to let this first topic go.
Yeah.
Eric, that leaves you with.
Yeah. Apparently, this Nintendo Switch 2 specs leaked. Uh-oh.
Yes, and a bunch of third-party games as well.
Ruh-roh.
So yeah, it's gonna be pretty exciting. All right. So obviously a lot of haters in the chat tonight. As I noted before the stream started in the chat, any $10 and up super chat, I'll do some haters tiers because I love the haters tiers. Bring it on. I love it. Just remember, just don't spam the chat, but you can still drop your hate comments. It's all good. It ain't gonna bother me. So our first topic then is about the Nintendo Switch 2 reveal tomorrow. So this all began on Monday. Nate the Hate dropped his podcast, and he said the reveal is this week, and then he went on to say it is actually this Thursday, the 16th. So you fast forward a little bit, like within 24 hours, corroborated by Andy Robinson, corroborated by Tom Warren at The Verge, corroborated by Eurogamer, Pioro corroborated, IGN sort of hinted they heard the same thing. I said that I heard the same thing from a source of mine, as did a few others. A whole bunch of corroboration that it's this Thursday. Here we are on Wednesday night, and everyone, I should say everyone, but a majority of people were expecting tweets, right? We were expecting tweets about it, a pre-announcement, just like they did for the original Switch. They pre-announced it the night before, right? It wasn't a 24-hour warning. They did tell us the night before, and they technically still could do that. It could happen during this live stream even, but most people would venture to guess probably not. And I'm not expecting a tweet tonight either. At least not anymore. I thought there was always a chance, of course, but I never heard that Nintendo was going to pre-announce it. I only ever heard of the 16th. You know who also only ever heard of the 16th? How about a guy that's getting a lot of hate right now? Innate the hate.
Hey,
So did you lie for attention? Do you know how to read a calendar? It's pretty simple. Do you know how to read a calendar?
They are cooking him. They are cooking his ass.
Everyone said the 16th. No one said anything about the 15th. Let's go ahead and switch it up a little bit. I want to share another one. Hold on. Let's replace it with this one. Nate the hate again. Nate watching the hours go by, Nintendo not saying a damn thing, acting like he's crying and worried. And he said he's more like chilling and relaxing. Zero concern. Now, this gets even better. Nate the hate's not done. And the reason I have my own words on this, but the reason I'm bringing this up is I think Nate the hate is succinctly summarizing all of this in a very, very beautiful way. So let's go ahead and share that one over on Twitter, where of course he's also getting a lot of shit, right? Because this is his podcast episode where he teased it. Comes down. You're on thin hecky nice 1 hour ago. He posts he's chilling. Are they going to shadow drop it? That's a possibility. I don't think one could dismiss that as an outcome. Backpedaling has begun. How is a shadow drop a backpedal? All he said is it's being revealed on the 16th. That's it. The reveal could just be a tweet with an image. Who knows? We don't know what the reveal is.
That would be crazy. They're like, hey, it's coming, guys.
But Andy Robinson, did say that he had heard that it is going to be a hardware teaser trailer, which is fine. No problem with that. So let's go back to the full screen now, right? Let's go back to me. Let's close the heck out of this. And get to what really matters here. Jake's over there dealing with some technical difficulties. He'll be back. What I want to focus on is I was told 2 hours ago from the same person who told me it's happening tomorrow that it's still happening tomorrow. Stop checking Twitter.
Wow.
So that's where I stand, because the bottom line is the last two hardware reveals from Nintendo were not the OG Switch. They were the Switch Lite and the Switch OLED. Neither were pre-announced. They didn't tell us hardware was coming. They just dropped it. Both of those happened under Shintaro Furukawa, meaning Shintaro Furukawa has never pre-announced a hardware announcement. He's always just dropped it. Even the special editions, they weren't pre-announced. They were just dropped either in a direct or just randomly on Twitter. I went back and double-checked. Furukawa's never pre-announced anything hardware-related. It's always been the museum event or a Nintendo Direct, but never hardware specifically. So, technically, Furukawa's patterns say we should have expected a tweet. But we all know a new generation, right? How could you not pre-announce a new generation? How could you not give us 12 to 24-hour notice that you're going to say or do something? And to that, I don't really know. I do know the two official times Nintendo has said something about Switch 2. They didn't warn us. They had an investors meeting. And then right after the investors meeting, where they said nothing about the Switch successor, he drops a tweet. We'll have an announcement about the Switch successor before the end of the fiscal year. Didn't even put it in the fiscal meeting. It was right after he drops a tweet. Then, what does he do again? Oh, he has a fiscal meeting. And during that fiscal meeting and on Twitter, he drops a tweet and says in the fiscal meeting, it will have backwards compatibility, naming a feature about the system before they even reveal it. Neither of those were said with warning. He just did it. So I've been saying for a long time that Furukawa is just different. He's built different. So my stance at the moment is I have no reason to doubt my source. I have no reason to doubt Nate the Hate. When Nate the Hate's this confident, he's never been wrong. He's been down this rodeo before where everyone hated on him. Everyone thought there would be a pre-announcement. And then the next day comes and boom, it hits. Now, it's never been for a hardware reveal, to be fair, but it's been for other things he said were going to happen on specific days. So I have a lot of faith in him when he's this confident. If he had already backed down from that, but at this point, then clearly that means he has doubts. He has no doubts. He has zero doubts this is happening tomorrow. A lot of the other people don't announce. I see RGT out there going out on people when they said, "Oh, I guess there's no reveal tomorrow," and he's like, "You want to bet?"
Mm-hmm.
Now, RGT's source is probably Nate the Hate. To be fair, they're on the same podcast together, the Game and Talk podcast. So, to be fair, he probably knows who Nate the Hate's sources are, and that's why he's feeling extremely confident that this is happening tomorrow. Now, I don't know who Nate the Hate's sources are. I only know what my source is. I don't know who all the other people are. Jeff Grubb out there saying the sources for tomorrow for him are on multiple continents. Now, the reason that's important is because it means we don't all have the same source. It means this is happening worldwide. Worldwide, it's being said it's happening tomorrow. So, that all being said, I'm going to toss the floor to you guys. Don't worry, I see some super chats related to this topic. We're going to feature those in a moment. I will get those haters' tears pouring as I bring them up. But let's throw this out to you guys. Are you afraid of it not happening tomorrow? Or do you just think in general it's not going to?
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Nick. No, you go ahead.
Okay. I'm not worried at all because I remember when the OLED got announced and there was no pre-warning. There was no like, hey, tune in tomorrow to see this thing. Because that was like right at the height of the Switch Pro leaks too.
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember waking up one July morning, go to Twitter, and then bang, here's this trailer for the Switch OLED, and it's just there. So I don't see why they couldn't do it here. I know a lot of people wanted a pre-release so they could clear their schedule, get off work, or if they have to go to work, they can find a way to take like a break or something so they can go watch it. So I understand the frustration there, but also I don't think, and this sounds terrible, I don't think Nintendo cares. Like, you're still going to watch the trailer. You're still going to get super excited for it. Even if you watch it at 9 a.m. when it drops tomorrow or 10 p.m. when you get home from work. Like, it doesn't matter. It's still going to trend on Twitter. It's still going to blow up and go crazy. So they don't really need a pre-announcement, especially with all the leaks and stuff. Like, let's be real. They don't need to say anything until it comes out. So I'm not super worried. I also have not let this like completely construct my week of like, the whole week's going to be a bust if there's no Switch 2. Like, man, it's just like, if it's there, great. If not, well, I will continue to go on with the rest of my week. I would love to see it because I want Switch 2. I want to know how much I should start saving and when it's going to come out. Like, I want to know all that. But for now, I'm okay. I'm good.
All right. Favlam, you got more to add to that?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not confident. I'm not confident, man. We've been through this rigmarole so many times, and I don't know. I find it hard to believe that they would announce a console like that. I know that the DK game is not, it's a remake, and it's not that huge, right? And they've given their DK tweets today. But I just find it hard to believe they would announce, hey, brand new console on the same day. Like in terms of their marketing space, I figured they'd be like, hey, our game is out, I don't know. Obviously, you have your sources. I'm just a guy who streams on Twitch. I don't talk to nobody except for you guys. You guys are my sources. So, but if I had, as a guy who's outside looking in, it's just like, I don't know. It's just
you're a betting man. You wouldn't bet on tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Listen, okay. I made a bet. We made a bet back in October, by the way.
I know. I still it. It's
you still owe me the Poe picture.
I can get your address. Like,
yeah. I was like, speaking of bets, wait a minute. You just reminded me. For those of you, we were. For those of you who don't know, who didn't listen to the episode, me and Nate had a gamble. I think it was about Switch 2, it being a tease back in October. I think it was.
Something like that. Yeah, it was just it wasn't based on rumors. It was just opium back then.
Yeah. Well, I said it wasn't, and I said it was going to be sometime in 2025, and he said it was going to happen before the end of the year. And I bet my little zappy zap gun over there, and he bet a beautiful Poe art behind them. So soon enough, it'll be in my background. But all that being said, though, I'm excited. And I mean, if it is they just drop it, and it's like, hey, I could see something like it's a teaser, and it's like, hey, it's coming later this year, and we'll have a more in-depth trailer later. That's also something I could see. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just the tweet watching has just been insane today. That's all. It's been a very fun day on Twitter. Kid and Krista, I think, has my favorite tweet where they tweeted them in the Donkey Kong and suits. That was really good. That was really good.
Really great shit on Twitter. I've been having fun all day.
Oh yeah,
Jake Randall. Jake there, dude. What are we feeling right now? What's the temperature?
Dude, I don't know. I'm feeling like a lot of different things. Obviously, I was hoping for some kind of an announcement, but I like when I start to feel myself buying into the hype. Even if it's not real, it was fun to like, constantly be checking every notification I felt on my phone on Twitter today. Like that's what starts to get me going and like feel some kind of excitement. And the fact that like it might not be true is why it's exciting, because if it does happen, then like, it's like we won, we got something really special. And if it doesn't happen, well, we know we're going to get it at some point. So like, I don't understand the point of being mad. And that's my thing. It's like with Nate the Hate, like I can understand. So like, let's pretend it doesn't get revealed tomorrow, or let's say it's not going to. You can like not trust him when it comes to Nintendo leaks going forward, but I don't think you have to like harass him, and like
agreed.
Some of the stuff is borderline harassment. Like it's anything by itself isn't too bad, but you have to realize with hundreds of people doing it, like it's kind of rough. Just like, and if you really don't trust him anymore and you're really upset, like, the best thing you can do is not to give him any kind of engagement anyways.
Yeah,
so
just
it's like
log off, please. Like, come on.
You just say ditto for me because I'm a source too.
So I guess like I'm excited, and I also just don't want to see people get dragged.
Well, I'm getting dragged. It's all right.
I haven't even seen what's going on with you.
Oh, dude, I get dragged all the time. You just go read the comments. Just read the comments in the chat, let alone the comments.
I'm gonna say, watch the chat.
Yeah, it's wild. It's absolutely wild. I love it. I love it. This is great. All right, let's toss it to our new co-host, Andrew. How you feeling over there? I know you're not someone who pays attention to this stuff super deep, but you're gonna have to now because welcome to the show, buddy.
Mm-hmm. Right, deeper than the casual person, but probably not as deep as you guys. Like if I had to throw betting odds out there, I'd say I'm leaning that it's not happening tomorrow, but 45-55, really close. But if I take some of this. Oh, that's good stuff. Yeah, the copium, dude. Oh my gosh. It turns the other way around, 55-45. But no, for real talk.
Talking about.
Nate's been wrong before, and I'm not saying that's what it is, but I do think for something this big, there's going to be an announcement. I mean, heck, we had an announcement last year. So I don't know. I just think that's what's got to happen. And I also like being, from a personal level, I like being surprised. I like not knowing when Nintendo drops things. And of course, I can't help myself and I look at the leaks when they're there. But, just classic example with like Smash Bros. Reveals. I love it when I don't know who's appearing. And I hate it when, well, I don't hate it, but it's not as fun when you know the leak. So I
agree with that.
Yeah. And this is also like a new console. So it's not like you kind of already know what you're going to expect, no matter if it comes randomly one day or tomorrow. But also what I've been hearing, just from what I've looked into, like particularly from Nate the Hate, is doesn't sound like it's going to be that like exciting game wise. It sounds like it's just more
it's
on the hardware.
Yeah, the Switch 1 reveal, by the way, guys, was also a hardware showcase, just for like comparisons.
Yeah, but I don't know. I was pretty excited what games were on there in that reveal trailer. And that was my favorite part of that reveal trailer.
Absolutely. But the point was that they showed the games to show off what the hardware can do.
Right.
So if they're going to have a hardware reveal, they're not going to just be like, oh, the hardware has a mouse without showing a game using the mouse. Right. So like,
yeah, exactly.
Like it has to have game clips to show off what the hardware does. That being said, we don't know what the game clips are. That's what I'm excited about.
It's just interesting that they're saying that more than usual when I feel like in the past they usually don't.
It's because people wanted it to be like a massive. They thought like it would be a huge blowout. They wouldn't do what they did with Switch, where they went hardware reveal, then they had the blowout in January. Everyone was hoping that this would just be the big blowout because of all the leaks. And it's like, no, Nintendo's just doing what They do. It's a hardware tease, and then it's the blowout later.
Well,
That's rumor.
I believe you. I believe you. I believe you. This stuff's good. I'm
It's all
huffing.
rumored. It's all rumored that this is what's going to happen right now. Unless you're me. For me, it's not a rumor because I have a source. But I don't have a source on what kind of trailer it is.
Lies. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, Paul Gale Network's up in this. I forgot to mention him too. He's out there saying this is happening tomorrow, and that he
That's
knows
true.
about a full third-party trailer that's ready to go after reveal, just to drop for Switch 2.
Wow.
So that's even exciting. I mean, that's the most exciting thing to me is once it's revealed, the veil's off and third parties can go to town.
Yeah.
Like that Xbox Direct next week. They're practically third party at this point. That would be pretty sick if Switch 2 is revealed before then. Eric,
Yeah.
the casual gamer consumer. How we doing, bud?
I mean, the best way to not get your hopes crushed is to not have hopes at all.
That's
No.
so real.
No, so I
Oh,
want it tomorrow.
man.
I'm not saying it's not going to happen tomorrow, but yeah, I mean,
You personally,
yeah.
you personally know my source.
I know I do. I trust him.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
I trust him. That's why I'm like, yep, we're good.
Listen, if Eric trusts, I gotta trust it.
Yeah. I mean,
All right. Thunderstash.
Yeah, just to add to what I said in the beginning, I'm still confident in tomorrow. I think that too many sources, too many people have put their so-called reputations kind of on the line when it comes to leaking information that are, respectable people, respectable outlets in the gaming community. I don't think you do that unless you know. Even as you mentioned, Paul Gale, and you've talked to Paul. I've talked to Paul. Yes, we're both. I think all of us are aware of that third-party trailer. And again, that's why I was confident in saying on Twitter that, hey, when it comes to this revealed trailer, you have to show games in the trailer. And if we were to look back at the original Switch 1 reveal, there's games there. They're showing Mario, right?
Yeah.
But we didn't know it was Mario. We didn't know it was like Mario Odyssey because they hadn't announced the game yet.
Yeah, there was no game title shown on screen.
Yeah, all we knew was, this is the new Mario game. We have no idea what it is. And
We
again,
hoped it was
because
NBA 2K, but then some people are like, "Oh, it's not NBA 2K."
yeah, but again, it's because that wasn't the focus. The focus is on the hardware. So that's why they're not telling you the name of the games in that trailer, because they're just showing you games that are running on the console. So I don't think we're going to get a reveal that is like a 3D almost rendering of it with the screen off. You know what I'm saying? Like there's going to be some gameplay there. But outside of that, I think the big thing is that once this happens, I expect the floodgates to open for third parties.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to be allowed to, because some people have mentioned, what about NDAs? And it's like, no, once it's revealed, the NDAs are up. Like it's go time. And again, Paul's contact that he has, they're showing a third party trailer as soon as the Switch is revealed, Switch 2. So that's going to be fun in itself. So we'll get the reveal. We'll probably get a date of when the big first party conference is going to be, where we get the launch titles, the pricing, the official release date. If any of those, happen in the reveal trailer tomorrow, great. I'm not expecting it, and I would caution everyone on that. But basically what we can look forward to is, hey, seeing the console reveal tomorrow gets the ball rolling. It gets us that much closer to the end zone. And that's what we really care about, right? So we get that started. We already know about Alarmo. We know when that's hitting store shelves now because Nintendo tweeted that out. So that's great. We got that off the table. We've gotten more than enough Donkey Kong Country Returns tweets. So that's great. We can get that off the table. And, maybe we got all those tweets today so they can do it tomorrow, right? Like we've gotten our fair share of Donkey Kong tweets today. That way,
That's
tomorrow
true.
it's all Switch 2. Yeah. So this is good. You got to look at it in a positive light. And again, if we don't see first party games, or if we don't get the actual titles, not a big deal. Let this be the time. Let's say hypothetically we get the reveal tomorrow, and Nintendo says, "Hey, on February 22nd, on 2/22, Switch 2." That's the date. Now, again, hypothetically, but let's say basically we have 5-6 weeks that allows third parties exclusively to announce their games, show trailers, get us excited for the games coming to Switch 2. And then it's the first party stuff. It's the launch window. Now we're talking about everything will launch. So there's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot to talk about. Like tomorrow with the reveal, that starts everything. So even if it's not super exciting because we've seen so many leaks, just remember this is what starts the new chapter. So that's exciting in itself.
I had this thought while just between glancing through the chat and thinking about it myself, is maybe they also don't need a announcement for this, because if you think about, they pre-announced the Switch codename, like the Nintendo NX, and then they pre-announced the Switch reveal because that was such a big jump to go from Wii U, which was a nothing burger at that point, to a Switch, and it's this whole new concept and whole new gimmick that you really have to sell, and you want to make sure people are there so you can say, hey, this is the future of our company. This is where we're going. But that's not necessarily true for the Switch 2. If it's everything the leaks say it is, where it's just a more powerful Switch, you don't really need a big pre-release for that. You can just say, hey, here's the Nintendo Switch successor, officially called the Nintendo Switch 2. Take a look at this hardware presentation, and then you go from there on whatever's in the video.
I agree with you, Nick. And I've mentioned this, Eric, probably a handful of times on this podcast, that I could see them skipping that part. Because again, we're going from what we know, Switch 1 to Switch 2. Okay? It's a more powerful Nintendo Switch. They're not reinventing the wheel. There's not a new gameplay gimmick outside of most likely the mouse Joy-Con. But this isn't a completely different thing. We're not going from, Nintendo GameCube to motion controls and gyro sensors. This is Nintendo to Super Nintendo, right? That's probably the best way we could look at it, except obviously it's going to be a way bigger jump. So yes, I've always said this, part of me thinks that we could skip that whole part. And I would love for that to happen, right? I think we all would, because that means we're getting it sooner, and we can just check another thing off the list that has to be done before Switch 2 is actually in our hands. Nate, why do you look so excited there?
So here's the thing. We have a number of super chats that I have to get to related to this topic. We'll get to it in a moment. But PH Brazil, you guys remember that guy, right? Anyone in the chat remember PH Brazil, the guy who told us about the dual feature direct we were going to end up getting, the multiple announcements in August, and was correct about all that, and already teased last year that we were going to have a direct in February, Switch 1 related. Well, here's the thing. He's standing his ground on it being revealed. This happened just 10 minutes ago. He is standing his ground on Family Boards, because Family Boards is on lockdown right now. For those who don't know, Family Boards is on member-only access right now. It's been that way all day because their servers are getting slammed, anticipating the reveal. They were coming after Nate and coming after him, and he replied, "We've kept our end of the bargain and offered you 3,500 pages of chat. We shall eat soon. Have faith." He is not backing down either. Literally, I've never seen this. Okay, look, I have my solitary source, and I'm very, very confident and very trustworthy in my source. I have every reason to trust this person. I know them in real life. I know this person. They are not someone who would lie to me. That being said, they don't work at Nintendo. Okay? So there's always going to be that tinge of, well, you don't work at Nintendo. So, is it possible that maybe you were fed some bad info, right? but I have never seen this many big name insiders and journalists and everything in between, despite everything today, standing their ground and being like, no, it's tomorrow. You guys are freaking out because you expect Nintendo to behave in a certain way that Nintendo doesn't always behave in those certain ways. Nintendo just does what Nintendo's going to do. And I remind people of this. This is no longer Iwata's Nintendo. This is Shintaro Furukawa's Nintendo. As I mentioned, he didn't pre-announce the last 2 hardware revisions. If this is just another Switch, is what all the rumors are stated it is, it's a Switch 2. It's a new generation of Switch, but it's still a Switch. Maybe he's just treating it like the OLED and the Lite. And he's just going to drop it. He's just going to drop the reveal without saying anything. And you know what? He's a madman. He said this was going to be in phases. Maybe that's one of the phases. Surprise, here you go. Now, is it as big of a surprise because it was rumored and expected tomorrow? No, you can argue that. However, now because there's no tweet today, nobody expects it tomorrow, except for the people that were told it's tomorrow. So now it'll be a huge surprise. And when, yes, I'm saying when it happens tomorrow, I hope when we have our bonus podcast, right? Folks, we're doing a bonus episode of this podcast. Episode 39 happens tomorrow night if and only if Switch 2 is revealed. Oh, it's being revealed. I ain't worried about that. Podcast is happening.
Wait, Nate, can I just play devil's advocate for a second?
Sure.
I know you and I were kind of talking about this on Twitter a little bit, but my thing is like, if it's been leaked, right? So this is coming from a source that knows that it's here, right? Allegedly.
Yeah.
How do they not know that, like, what's in it? How do they not know whether there is a revealed date in it or not, like the launch day? If they know there's no games, if they know the exact day it's being happen, how do they not know?
My source knows it because the game he's working on is in the trailer.
Okay.
Because you know your game's in the trailer.
That helps me because I feel like that's why a lot of people don't believe it. It's like, how would you know this, but you don't know any of the details? You didn't know that Nintendo's not going to tweet about it tonight. You didn't say that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like that does help. Yeah. So like that
My
makes
source
sense.
doesn't work at Nintendo, so they don't know how Nintendo would market it. They just know they were told their game's being showcased in the Switch 2 reveal trailer tomorrow. Now, does my guy have an idea of when it's coming out, a rough estimate, have your game ready by? Yes, but that's not necessarily the release date. So I haven't put that out there because he doesn't want me to put it out there. The other people have, Hate to Hate and others have floated out there May and June and stuff like that. It's roughly around the time I was hearing as well. That being said, we're not going to go all the way to the reveal, right? Or the release, right? Let's focus on the reveal here. So no one's backing down except for all the people trying to clown me in the chat and clown Nate the Hate and clown Brazil. And the funny thing is we just keep growing in subscribers throughout this whole stream, which is wild. I thought I was going to lose subscribers. Instead, we just keep growing. So there must be some of you out there keeping the faith. That being said, we got to get to some of these super chats related to this topic. Yeah. You guys can submit super chats for the Q&A section as well. This is not the Q&A section, but I will bring up super chats during the specific topics that matter. Remember, we have another Switch 2 topic towards the end of the show. And obviously, if there is a tweet drop during the show, that's an emergency break. We'll bring the tweet up, all that jazz, and just continue the conversation from there. But let's go ahead and get to a couple of these super chats. I tweeted this out earlier today as well. Hold the line! That's right. Classic reference. Love it. Hold the line. I'm definitely holding the line. This is my first Haters Tear shot I have to do. It's an over $10 super chat from Mondo Max. My family left me because I trusted you. Look, if your family's leaving you over Switch 2 rumors, you got
that's crazy.
Issues in your family. That being said, I appreciate it. That's funny. I appreciate it. It was a good laugh. I love it. Let's see here. This is definitely not true. Someone brought this up saying that I said I was going to shave my beard and do the hot chip if it doesn't drop tomorrow. That is not what I said. But thanks for that. Let me see here. We'll just throw this one up. It's not quite related, but this is just someone let Jake know they could hear him because he was asking earlier. So thank you so much, Taker610. Let's see here. This one's maybe the best super. Just another shot I'm gonna have to do back to back here. but not to 712. Shout out to the intelligent haters in the chat who seem to not know how to read a calendar.
They're on
Nathan hates words. I wasn't going to be
You're
that mean when the
Right.
hate came. I wasn't going to be like, you guys don't know how to read a calendar. We said the 16th.
Yep.
But like, I wasn't going to say that. But then Nate the hate said it clearly. He might be getting a level of hate that I'm not even seeing because he's the original source and he's been a leaker for a long time. And yes, he got a lot of shit because remember last time he said anything about Switch 2 being revealed. He says it's going to be revealed in March of 2024. And then it was delayed a week after he said that, supposedly internal delay, right? He got a lot of hate for that. That's why I'm like, yeah, but this is the day before. And he's keeping that energy. So he's very confident. I have faith. He's gotten stuff right since then, too, by the way. Had stuff right about Nintendo, Xbox especially. Anyways, just absolutely wild. But yeah, technically all that was said, I had no idea if they would do it. I assumed they would do a tweet today, but I don't know. I was never told there would be one. But again, that's because my source doesn't work at Nintendo. If it was a source at Nintendo, maybe I would have been privy to know there wouldn't be a tweet today. Or maybe there still will be. I have no fucking idea. The day ain't over. It's only like 10 a.m. or 10:30 a.m. in Japan right now. Like
It's 10:43 a.m.
Yeah, like Nintendo could drop a tweet anytime during the business hours of Japan. We have no idea. I mean, the literal thing for wasn't the thing for May. I know that was after an investors meeting, but that was in the middle of the night in the U.S. That was like 2:30 a.m. They dropped the tweet saying that they'd have announcement by the end of March.
Could you imagine if they drop a Switch 2 trailer at 2:30 in the morning?
insane.
They're like, that would be the biggest troll move. Of
Dude,
like,
my
all
phone-
the Americans
my
have gone to
phone
bed, and they're like, all right, now we're really going to stick it to them. Drop the trailer. They're all asleep.
Jake
They
Randall
won't
is
know.
I'm not live, and he's going to be just spam calling me. Nate, wake the fuck up! What?
True.
Dude, I'm getting up at 5 a.m.
Yeah, I actually might be. Once I get my kids off to school, I just started to Eric about this. I'm so confident I might start a stream in the morning and just ride her on through. Don't worry, I'll come guest on yours first, a little Jake. But I might ride her on through just all day long, waiting for this drop. Oh, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Anyway, so if those of you that are enjoying the clown show, be sure to join my stream tomorrow because I ain't putting a video out tomorrow. We're streaming all day. That drop's happening, and then I'm streaming all night because we have a podcast episode. I'm telling you. I already have a sick lineup ready for tomorrow. So Nintendo better not screw me in the ass. We have like 12 people coming on tomorrow. So
Wow.
let's get her done. We have a huge show. That being said, let me glance at a couple of these other super chats. Someone wanted to know if Alarmo was pre-announced. I don't think Alarmo was pre-announced. I think they just dropped that, didn't they?
I think so. I think they were just like, boom.
Yeah,
Because everyone was like flabbergasted that they're like, boom, here's an alarm clock. Isn't
Yeah,
that
the trailer just hit.
yeah. I don't think there was ever a pre-announcement for Alarmo.
No, you can't do a pre-announcement for that. How are you going to explain that?
Yeah,
You know what
We
I
have
mean? Like
brand
that,
new
that was
hardware.
just a trailer.
It would be such a debate too, because they'd be like, "We have brand new hardware coming announcement tomorrow," and then, oh, that would have been crazy. They should have done that. Wait, hang on,
let's
Nintendo.
see here. Okay, so this one's related to the topic as well. $5 thing. You don't shadow drop a console. Nothing happens tomorrow. Nate the Hate equals full of it. Switch Pro, obviously we know that never happened, or did at least was never released. Wind Waker Trial Princess HD. A lot of people have missed on that, saying that it's there. Absolutely. Everyone always remembers the misses, and then they forget about the 75 hits. That's just how it goes.
That's the world today.
Yeah. Like you can bring up my miss last year, but then forget all the stuff I was right with Tears of the Kingdom. So let's see here. And I think this is a good one. For those who remembers Emily Rogers?
Of course. Classic.
Wouldn't it be great if she came out of the fucking woodworks to just, hey guys, it's being revealed tomorrow. Everyone shut up.
BT dubs.
Everyone would be like, oh shit, if Emily Rogers saying it, it's fucking happening. She retired from the leak game a long, long time ago, but she was like literally the most accurate Nintendo leaker of all time.
That Mother 3 tweet though, that was still painful.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was painful. Anyways, so we went around the room, we got the energy. Is there anyone here huffing the copium with me? The hopium, the copium. Just you're believing this no matter what. We're going down together.
I'm
Yeah.
in.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
all in. 100%. If it
100%.
doesn't happen,
Yeah,
it
it's
doesn't
alright.
happen. If it happens, it happens. That's how life goes.
Exactly. It's not going to change my day to day, right? If it doesn't happen. If it happens, it'll be very exciting. And if it doesn't, that just means we're going to be talking about it, until it's announced, like we've been doing already.
I still
For
gotta go to work tomorrow.
generations.
It don't matter if
That's
it gets
true.
announced tomorrow. So, also,
I'll put a poll in the chat.
People that like really don't like the leakers, you know what I'm talking about? Like, if it doesn't get announced tomorrow, you should be excited because you still win. Like, either way, like something very interesting will happen after tomorrow.
Yep.
yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and put a poll question up here. Now the big thing here before we move on to our next topic, and I'm sure we might spin around back to this later. It kind of depends as the ebbs and flows here in the Q&A section as well. Who's playing Donkey Kong?
Me.
Yo, I am.
I'm gonna be playing it Saturday. I'm gonna do a walkathon with it. I love doing these walkathons recently. Where I just walk the entire time I play the game, and it's great. It gets me exercise. So, yeah, not to like self promo, but I am gonna do that because I actually have never played the Donkey Kong game before, despite this being the third time they're re-releasing it.
Oh,
I won't be playing it. My plan is to probably buy it in maybe 5 years when it goes on sale. Maybe 10. All depends.
Bold of you to assume a Nintendo game goes on sale.
Exactly. Because we all know how long it took Tropical Freeze to go on sale.
True. Yeah.
All I'm looking for is like $30. Once it hits 30, so maybe I'm thinking Black Friday, possibly 2026, if not 2027. But it's like, yeah, I own the game on Wii. I have it on 3DS. So it's like, I'll eventually pick it up. But I got the backlog that I'm battling right now.
You also have Game Explain just trashing the game everywhere they can because there's so many graphic issues. Like just graphics in the background.
I mean, here's the thing, man. I'm not looking at that stuff when I'm playing. I'm not. I don't know if anyone else is, but when I'm playing a game, like I'm focusing on playing the game, actually platforming. I'm not, looking at the backgrounds in great detail and pointing things out that are blemishes and getting upset about it. It's just like, really? This is what we're doing?
All right, yeah.
Yeah, I'm nowhere near upset. I've played about 8 to 10 hours of it today, and it has stuttered like a couple times. I'm just like kind of surprised.
Wait,
it doesn't like expect what?
It's stuttering? Sorry,
Like
it's the game and it ran smooth on the other two systems.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so not the gameplay, but the visuals. Maybe I'm using the wrong word.
Clipping?
But like drop in frames for sure.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm talking about. It ran smooth.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, wow.
Platforms. It didn't have.
And I'm talking this is 8 to 10 hours gameplay, 2 times at the most, maybe 1 time. The cold was getting to me. I don't know, but yeah, but no, it's just.
I love Rapsid in the chat. He said, just a casual 8 to 10 hour session. No big deal.
Dude, that's why are you even talking about it? You only played the game for 10 hours? Do you even game?
Right. I'm trying to get better. No, I'm just saying, like, I just played Tropical Freeze recently, and like none of that. And you just kind of expect a little more from the passing, but it really doesn't knock any points off for me.
Dude, Tropical Freeze is so much better.
Right.
It is, and that's a crazy realization I've had today is playing it. It's a great game. But I'm just like, man, I can't believe like how a great game, like a game just like it, can be way so much better. It's incredible. Like especially the boss fights are just okay. That's kind of one of Return's weak points in my opinion. But just the platforming and the aesthetic, the environment, the atmosphere, and more importantly, the gameplay. It's incredible how much better Tropical Freeze is. It's a lot better than I remember because I haven't touched Return since. I think the year it came out. So
neither have I. I haven't played it since it was 2010 because I was talking to someone on Twitter about it, and I was like, "Yeah, I haven't played it in 15 years. It's a long time."
Jeez.
Yeah, and I literally barely touched it on 3DS. I just really wanted to see how it looked and wanted to make sure I picked it up. I haven't played it and beat it in ages, so I just remember it was a very good game. I enjoyed it, but no doubt Tropical Freeze is better, but still a great game.
Absolutely. So the thing is, I already beat it twice, right? I beat it back on Wii and then on
what?
3DS. So like I have no interest in the Switch version. They didn't add any new content. Obviously, there's been a few little graphical issues, and I've heard about some frame rate stuff and some of the reviews, and I'm like, this is so weird, man. This game ran smooth on Wii and 3DS.
Well, you technically do get the 3DS content too, which I have not played. I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah, if you haven't beat the 3DS version, then there's extra content. But I did. So like, and I love the Country series, like Tropical Freeze and that, and the OG 1, 2, 3. Yeah, also the ones on Game Boy. Like, I love the Country series, but I don't know. Just the third time after I've experienced everything, just not worth it to me to spend the money. But hey, some of you guys. That's why I was asking if any of you guys were going to partake in it, because I know I'm not. That doesn't mean others aren't. This game could still sell millions of copies. It's Donkey Kong. So it's probably still going to sell pretty well. All right. No, I'm just bringing that up because obviously everyone thought the tweet might drop at 7:30 Central Time, and instead we got those icons.
That was awesome.
They could have waited until tomorrow to tell us those icons. Nope. We got to tell you now. The icons are now.
Nintendo, they're saying icons today because they have something else to tweet tomorrow that they don't want to
get all
have the icons get no attention.
When they did that tweet, and I literally my heart dropped, and then I read what it was, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah.
I just read it, and I know I'm getting Cranky Kong. In fact, you know what, guys? Live tomorrow on the stream, when Switch 2 is revealed, I would go pick up one of those DK icons right then, live on stream, and put it out on my profile.
What's your stakes if it doesn't get revealed tomorrow?
I don't really
another gamble.
No, so I'm not gonna do another gamble. I will say this:
fair.
if by the end of my stream, and I don't know when the stream's ending, but if by the end of my stream there is no reveal, or let's just say there's no reveal tomorrow, because it'd be kind of weird if I did this and then the reveal happened after my stream, but fine. I'll just do some last dab of the experience, raw dog style. Put it right on a spoon. Raw dog that shit.
Say it again, please.
Raw dogging it.
Jesus.
All right. That's just for your guys' entertainment. Because I'm already bricked up because Jake Randall's here.
True.
I'm already bricked.
Amen. We love Jake Randall.
The 2-inch destroyer. All right. Let's go on to our next topic. We'll get to a Switch 2 topic towards the end, guys. Andrew Collette, what are we talking about? Because Nintendo did announce something pretty cool.
Yeah, they, in a tweet, they tweeted right on January 9th, build the classic Nintendo system in Lego form coming October 2025. And they pretty much show the D-pad, 2 purple buttons, and then the date.
Yeah, I'll show it here, yeah.
Yeah. So, not a whole lot. I mean, I think we all know what to expect. I mean, we've seen them release a few other products. I'm excited that now I don't buy a lot of Legos purely just because of the price. I get sick whenever I buy them. It's weird. I'm not even kidding. I physically get a little sick when I spend a lot on Legos. Although I love them to death. Like, it's just the price that's the issue.
Sorry,
I hope this is. Go ahead.
I will be. I said sorry that I don't care what price this is. One of those things I am getting it the second it drops.
Well,
Game Boy was one of my first consoles. So especially if it's the purple one,
Yeah, and I was kind of gonna bring that as a reason why I might get it, is because it's not gonna be. I doubt it's gonna be Deku True price. I doubt it's gonna be NES price. Did you get the NES one?
I got it.
I have the Cube, but I don't have the NES.
I have all the Nintendo ones.
This one was like $300 still, so like I get it
for sure. Who was alive when this thing was released?
Oh, I was.
What did it come out? 89?
100%.
I think 80. Wait, it is 89, right?
89, yeah. Which
I was alive.
It would have made more sense to release this in 2024 for the 25th anniversary.
This
35th.
original Game Boy? Is this original Game Boy?
The fat one.
Yeah, you were thinking of the Game Boy Color, Favlam, the Atomic Purple.
I was thinking the first version of the Advance.
With Glacier.
Because I saw purple, and I think that's what I think when I see that. It's what I think. Like when I see purple, I don't know. Anyways, I was very much not alive. Not to make you guys feel like ancient or anything.
Okay,
but
good.
I was.
I'm glad I wasn't the only one.
By like
I was
almost
not
a
alive.
decade.
I like feeling
almost
ancient,
by almost a
okay.
decade. That's the craziest part. Anyways,
Wait, so Lamb, you're talking about the Indigo. It's the same color as like the GameCube. That Game Boy Advance.
surely I have it. Oh wait, no, I don't have it because I took it apart to try and mod.
And
But
you're
I don't
not
have
talking
it.
about a transparent run, right? You're talking about a solid.
Yes, the one that matched the purple or indigo.
Purple Advance, yeah.
Yeah. It was
Well,
the
that's not
first
just-
line of Advance, and then the Advance SP came out, which is the more popular variant of the two, the one that has the clamshell.
Yeah, I got it right here.
And
I've been playing it.
Yeah, that's the more popular variant, but it's almost like it went through the same life cycle as the regular DS, where it had like a first stage that wasn't very popular and not a lot of people had it. Like, that was really bulky and clunky looking, and then the DS Lite came out, and that was like the really popular version that like everybody had. And yeah, anyways, little thing everybody knows here.
Well, this is the giant, fat, gray, purple button beauty.
Mm-hmm.
And I grew up
yeah.
with the magnifying glass attachment so I could actually see it. With the
Yeah.
light attachment, the giant.
Dude, that'd be awesome if they included all those
like
attachments.
or something. It was fucking mad, dude. It was like
The worm lights.
all the
Yeah,
worm
I
right,
think
lights.
they should have done the Game Boy Advance. I feel like that would sell more.
Well, you got, if
I
you're
think I'm sure they will.
start at the
I think
beginning.
it would too.
I think they
Fair.
will.
I think the GameCube would be like an awesome Lego set. It'd be super easy though.
Because
I think it's all
they did the
coming.
NES one already, didn't they?
Yeah,
It's
so they
just one
already
big
did
one by
the
one.
NES, but they still need to do. They could do a Super Nintendo console.
Easy.
Obviously, they could do something Nintendo 64. They did the Mario 64 block, but they could do something N64 related. I expect there's a long-term plan
Yeah, they're probably
to
hit all
release
of them.
everything, similar to what they do with Hallmark with all the video game ornaments.
It's
Right.
it's funny that like all these Lego sets cost so much more than what you could buy the real things for right now.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, that's a tough
Welcome
pill to
to Lego.
swallow.
Do you want like this thing out of bricks that looks like a Game Boy or an actual Game Boy? Which do you think would cost more?
I'm just ready for the 3DS DS double pack set that'll come out in like 10 years. Cuz that was my first Nintendo. Was the 3DS, not even the DS. But
Dude,
mean-
at that point, the Lego things will actually be able to play the games too.
yeah, they'll just stick a screen in there and be like, yeah,
That would be
play all the
sick.
games. Put your 3DS cartridge in there. It's just an emulator at that point.
I'm curious what will be like interesting about this, because obviously with the NES console Lego set, it'll actually show, you can wind it up and it shows
Yeah.
level 1 of Mario, right? Yoshi, the Super Mario World one, Yoshi's tongue comes out. Like, what are they gonna do with Game Boy, do you guys think?
I have seen Lego do this before because the Game Boy like has a screen on it, so you could have like little pre-built screen things and swap them out to be different Nintendo games. Depending on how you want to display it, you could have like little inserts. It's like, oh,
Inserts,
here's
like an
Mario,
overlay.
here's Pokemon, here's Zelda. Like,
That'd be cool.
Well, I think doesn't
Tetris.
Pokemon have like an exclusive agreement with one of Lego's competitors? So I
I
don't think they
yeah.
can.
Yeah, the little Mega Blocks thing or whatever.
What if it's this?
Tetris would make sense.
Yeah. What if it's just Tetris? And you know how on the Game Boy there's the
But wouldn't they want to do a Nintendo IP?
what?
Like instead of doing Tetris, wouldn't they want to use one of their own IPs?
They could, but Tetris is what made Game Boy blow up. Nintendo made
Yeah.
that.
No, I know.
So the reason I bring up Tetris is not just because of its importance to Game Boy in gaming history, and the fact that Nintendo still works with the people behind it. Hence, why we have Tetris 99 on NSO.
Mhm.
I feel like what would be cool about that is, you know how like with the Super Mario thing, how they have like the Yoshi tongue come out and like the running legs and you turn the crank. Well, how about for this? We have the volume thing that you can on Game Boy, if you remember, you have the volume wheel to move it up and down to change the volume. What if they had the wheel on there, but instead it brings the Tetris block down to complete a Tetris?
I think a really iconic original Game Boy game was Kirby's Dream Land. And
Sure.
I think that one would also make a lot of sense.
That's iconic. Mario Land is iconic. I mean, there's a lot of games that are iconic.
Link's Awakening.
But the reason I brought up Tetris is
Kirby
because
itself started on the Game Boy. Mario started on the NES.
yeah. The reason I brought up Tetris is because like that was like the game. worldwide that like just blew up Game Boy.
I mean, the other thing they could do is put like 4 different, like a couple of bricks that are standing up and down, and then they put up a scene on each side, and then you use the volume wheel and it just spins those bricks to show all 4 sides in a different game on each side.
Could do that. Yeah, Lego does a lot of kind of little neat things like that. They charge a hell of a lot for it, but it is cool. It's one of those things like I don't own any of the. Well, there's some. My children have some of the Mario Legos, but I don't own any of the big sets that I want because God, they're so expensive, man. I could buy multiple Switch 2s for the cost of these Legos, man.
Yeah.
All right. Anyone else have anything to add to this topic, or should we move on?
Who's picking it up?
There we go.
With the Legos, me.
Yeah.
I love Lego. Me.
Okay.
I'm there day one.
What price does it have to be
My
before
God.
you pick it? What's your over under? Does it have to be like under, say,
150 for me.
150 or less?
Yeah.
It also depends on how big it is, because like, what if it's like a big display standee one that's like, you know, as big as my forearm?
That's
You know what I'm
dumb.
saying?
It's
That's
got
a
to
good
be
point.
like look like an actual Game Boy, you know?
See,
Yeah.
if it's the size of an actual Game Boy, though, I'm really worried about scalpers like going to the Target and like buying 20 of them, because they'll probably be like $50 minimum at that point. If it's like the size of an actual Game Boy.
I don't think they're going to charge $50.
Yeah.
No way.
No way they're going to make it.
I think triple digits at bare minimum.
I think if it's the
Yeah,
size of the
really?
original Game
Even
Boy,
if it's the size of the original Game Boy.
maybe
Damn.
99. How much was Game Boy when it came out?
No, that's true.
It'll
could-
be that much.
Well, if it's the
That'd be cool.
actual size of the Game Boy, right? Then how many pieces is this really gonna be?
I don't think it
I think
matters.
it's going to be
they're
under
charging-
100.
I think they're
but
charging 200 for
I wouldn't be
this.
surprised.
Oh God.
200?
Easy.
But
There we go.
here's the thing. What's the extra thing? Like, is it going to have changeable strings? Is it going to have something else really fun?
Well,
Is it going to light up?
Build multiple
Like-
cartridges to put in.
Yeah.
That would be
Like,
sick.
because that's how they could get away with charging more too,
Yeah.
you know?
The Super Mario World Lego is a big Lego. That's
Yeah.
pretty big. It's 129 brand new.
Sure.
Oh, that's all it is?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all it
Yeah.
is. So, you know, if we use that kind of as a comparison, I could see 150 or less.
I say 80. Putting
80.
it down.
I mean,
If
Well,
it's,
I'd
if
say
it's the size of an
99.99.
actual Game Boy, I say somewhere in the. I think it's under triple, but I think it's close to $100. I do think it is close to $100. Also, sorry, I'm moving like three frames per second, chat. I'm
Jake,
running on a Game Boy actually right now.
the original price. Jake, did you look it up?
Oh, of the Game Boy?
Yeah, the original price of the Game Boy.
I thought it was 89 or 99.
$89.99.
Okay.
There you go.
Wow.
And it came out in 1989 for
Which is
89 bucks.
To $221
Oh, wow.
in 2023. So
Wow.
Nate could be right
Incredible.
too.
Incredible.
Just throwing it out there.
Yeah, watch him charge $221. Jesus.
All right.
$229.99.
Yeah, right.
More
I'm
expensive
thinking
than the
about
original Game Boy the day it came out.
It'll be like $199.99, and they'll give you like a dozen cartridges you can make for it. Hit on all the nostalgia.
If they gave you like a dozen cartridges, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, because then you
But,
can
like, what do you do if they give you that many? What do you do with the other 11 when they're not in there?
It's just for display, like most people do when they build Lego.
If they do that and they have all those cartridges, I really hope they let you build like a little like stand or something.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Like just so,
Imagine.
just so you're not having those 11 other cartridges.
Imagine you build life-size cartridges, but they give you the OG plastic cases to click them into.
Oh, that'd be good.
Protective cases.
well, then you can't
Those
even
are
see them when they're
fast.
on display. That's come on.
Well, I'm just, it'd still be neat. It's about the nostalgia. That's what they're selling. They're selling nostalgia.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Well, you don't have to use the damn cases if you want to display them.
I don't want to build them either.
Well, the Lego ain't for you, Jake.
Yeah, obviously.
I
somebody
I
doesn't
love
like
Lego, dude.
Lego.
I'm all getting bricked up. It's like my brand.
But you said you don't want to build them. You
I
just
don't want to
wanna
build. I don't want to
preassemble
build clear cases to go around the Game Boy cartridges.
bricks. I
I'll
see.
leave that part out.
I'll leave that part out.
I want my bricks exposed.
It's understandable.
Wow. All right.
Well, it's no more than 2 inches. All right. Let's move on to our next topic. Thunderstone, are you ready with yours?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All
Let
right,
me pull
let's
this. I'm going to pull up this tweet real quick to reference for everybody here. And this was tweeted out by Necro. He retweeted it, but I believe the first person here that probably tweeted it was Legacy. And let me zoom in here so you guys can see. All right. So GameStop in their computer system, there was listings that came up. Obviously,
Well,
I think
not games. I want to correct. It wasn't GameStop.
oh,
It was
who
a French game.
Oh, I did see this.
Oh yeah,
yes.
yeah. Thank you. So basically, in the listing, you can see here there's 3 games from Bethesda, 4 from EA, 2 from Bandai Namco, 5 from Square Enix, 2 from Take-Two, and 2 from Warner Brothers. So with that said, I've came up with a list of games that came out during the last gen, so PS4, Xbox One, as well as some games from this gen. And I'm going to go through a list of games. And let's do this in order. So we'll start with Nick. Okay, we'll do it in order from how the screen looks here. We'll go up right on down the line. I'm going to say a game. You say whether or not it's coming to Switch 2.
Oh,
These are games,
this is a
again,
fun
from these
activity you
devs.
got planned. I like this.
All right, good. Thank you.
Nice job.
Thank you. Okay, so the first game I'm going to go with, and again, I'll start with you, Nick. We're going to go with Bethesda here, and that's Indiana Jones and the Great Circle.
100%. 100%, definitely. Yes.
Okay, I like it.
We can ask a clarifying question. So, how long does it have to take to come on the Switch too, or is it just its lifetime?
I say no time frame.
Okay, I guess that
Lifetime.
opens up a lot.
All right. Mr. 2-inch Destroyer, what do you think? Indy, yes or no?
I say no.
Okay. Favlam.
Is it coming to PS4? That's the question. I don't
No.
believe it isn't? Yeah.
Nope.
I'm saying no as well. I'm sorry. It seems like a pretty powerful game, and
It's okay.
yeah,
I'll
That's
have
fine.
my opinion. Andrew?
not to be a doubter.
I say yes, but really late, like 5 years in.
Okay. All right. Eric?
Yeah, why not?
Hold on
Okay.
1 second. I just got to put in my calendar 5 years from now to.
Let me re-say 5+. Just put that in.
Oh, what the hell?
Hey.
All right. I'm going to say that it definitely comes to Switch 2 because I'm playing it right now on my Series S. No problem. I don't think it's a demanding game actually at all. I'm almost through the game. I think Indie definitely comes to Switch 2, and I think it absolutely has to because the cost of that license is astronomical. That's why it's coming to PS5 because they need to sell more copies of this game because nobody's buying it. The only people who are playing it are people on Game Pass.
Game Pass.
Yeah.
And it's
Top
not
play.
increasing the Game Pass subscriber count either. I looked it up earlier today. It's at like 34 million. In order for Microsoft to be profitable with Game Pass by 2028, they needed to be at 100 million. It's January 2025. It ain't getting there. It's not getting there. So obviously there's panic there. The point is that license is really expensive, and you try to acquire that license and you spend that money thinking that Call of Duty is probably going to raise your subscriber count now having that on Game Pass. And it hasn't. So I think that definitely comes to Switch too, out of necessity. Nate, what do you think?
I'm just gonna say this right now. I have to plead the fifth to all games.
Mm.
I have sources on all. I can't talk about any third party games.
Okay.
He's very confident in these sources.
All right.
You know what? I'll trust it.
So we'll skip you on these games, right? Okay.
Sounds good. I'll be in the chat people.
All right, Nick. Doom the Dark Ages.
Heck yeah.
Okay.
We got, what was it? Was it Doom 2016 that
We got-
was
You
on
got Doom
Switch.
Eternal too.
We got Doom Eternal.
And Doom Eternal. Yeah, I'm playing Doom Eternal on Switch right now. Honestly, it doesn't look that bad.
It actually runs
And that's
pretty
Doom
solid.
Eternal. So if that's Doom Eternal on Switch 1, I think Doom the Dark Ages on Switch 2 will be perfectly fine.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, I'll give it to him.
Solid yes.
I see the argument to be made. There are really beefy games on, not beefy, but like there's a lot of really good games on Switch right now that would kind of impress you and you feel like shouldn't work and do as well as they do. So I'm sure, but I think I might be in the camp of Andrew where it's like it's like a couple years into the life cycle, or maybe a year into the Switch 2's life cycle where we actually get it. Yeah,
Okay.
that's just my 2 cents.
Oh yeah. I mean, we got the other ones.
Oh,
Why not?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say 100%. I'm expecting it. And again, Doom's got a history too with Nintendo. Super Nintendo got Doom, red cartridge. It was sick. We got Doom 64. You know what I'm saying? Like Doom's definitely going to be coming there. And again, this is Bethesda, right?
Remember when like Doom and Animal Crossing came out at the same time too?
Yeah.
Those were good days.
Yeah.
Yeah. They sure were. Okay. Starfield. They just had some DLC come out not too long ago.
Okay. How does it run on the Series S?
Fine. I have it.
Fine.
It runs
Fine.
fine because there's nothing in it. Sorry, that was really mean. I'm sorry. I had to
You're,
say it.
hey, you're
I was
you're
fighting
not.
my demons. I was fighting demons. Todd Howard was telling me on my shoulder to say no. Don't say it.
You're
Don't
not
trash my
wrong.
game. And I had to. Tom. I'm sorry. I had to trash your game.
But Vlam, you're not wrong, man. You're not wrong.
I'm sorry, Todd. I'm sorry. You made great games in 2010.
Sorry, Nintendo just says, sorry, we need more hentai games on the eShop. It's not quality enough.
True.
I'm going to say yes because I want it to come, because I want to play it. Whether or not that has any bearing on whether or not it actually comes is different. But I'm going to say yes.
Okay. Jake.
I'm gonna say probably yes as well. But I'm not very excited about that. I don't think people will really care that much.
I hear you on that. Vlam, you said
Yeah, I'm sorry. The demons came out. No, I don't think it's gonna. I think it's a lost cause. I don't think Nintendo cares about it enough.
Andrew.
I think yes, because for the opposite of what Flavlam said, I think Microsoft cares about it too much.
Yeah, fair.
But no, I
it
don't.
doesn't
That doesn't mean I don't agree.
Nintendo to just be like, okay, and it builds up their relationship with Microsoft and Bethesda, you know?
But I don't disagree with you either at all. I think this came out, when I say early enough, I mean when the whole Xbox, oh no, our games are not going to be exclusive apocalypse thing was happening. However long ago that was. I feel like Starfield was kind of in that mix, and they've already had plans. So yeah.
Eric.
Okay. I'm gonna say. Part of me wants to say no, just because I haven't said no yet. But at the same point in time, I'm gonna say yes because why else would you be bringing these games up? I mean, are you just gonna randomly throw in no's in here? So.
Yeah. I'm gonna say.
Eric, I think you said the quiet part out loud.
I'm gonna say yes for sure. I think Starfield again. It has to go multi-platform out of necessity. This game was in development for a very long time. It hasn't made a ton of money. It could really use new life on another console. I expect it to come to PS5 as well. So I think this will be a PS5 and a Switch 2 game. And again, it's going to be out of necessity. All right, next, Nick. I'm gonna put two games together here. It's going to be like just talking about the series, but Fallout 4, Fallout 76. Obviously, we got season 2 of that coming up. maybe factor that in to whether or not you think it's going to be coming to Switch 2?
I'm gonna say yes, because why not?
Well, I feel like they could have put Fallout 4 on Switch 1. You know, like, why do they need to, at this point? I mean, if it gets like a remaster or something and they put it on PS5 and Xbox Series, then I could see Nintendo doing it, but it would be kind of weird if Nintendo was like Fallout 4 coming to Switch 2 and it wasn't coming to PS5.
So they released, when the Fallout series started, I think about 2 weeks before, they released a next gen patch for it, and it is available now, like as a next gen SKU, and
Okay.
it's running 4K 60 FPS. And I beat Fallout 4 on PS4, and I went back to play it with the next gen patch, and I was like, oh my god, like this is nice, because the frame rate. I was on a base PS4, I wasn't on Pro, and the frame rate is not great on the PS4 base, but playing it on the next gen patch, incredible. Felt like a new, like it really felt like a
Well, if it's not
remaster.
good on the PS4, then I don't know. It just seems like a random game. I'm gonna say no.
Okay, Andrew.
I say no.
Okay, Eric.
Sorry, I missed the games. I was laughing with Nate.
Fallout 4 / Fallout 76.
Ooh. I'm going to say no just because I haven't yet. Why not?
Okay, I'm going to say yes. I believe Fallout will definitely come to Switch because, again, they have a TV series. And season 2 was greenlit almost immediately. It's extremely successful. That costs money. Selling more games helps fund everything for Fallout. And I think this would be probably an easy one to get over to Switch 2. I think they could take the Series S version and get it over to Switch 2 pretty easily.
I have a question,
it's
Thunder.
a great game. Yeah.
So is Halo coming then?
100%.
Yeah.
So
I bet money on it.
Fallout's a big blind spot for me, but I'm just, why have they not brought any of the older games to Switch yet? Like, what's your thoughts on that? Like, I really have no idea. I think it's weird, but I don't.
Okay,
there's got to be a reason, right?
Oh, but Bethesda, of course, is Microsoft, right? They own them, and I think we've all come to a realization with Microsoft of the direction they're now heading in. And I think we're going to really start to see that here in 2025 and 2026. Proof in being that I 100% believe Halo, the Master Chief Collection, which I will say that I talked about that a few months ago on this podcast, that I believe that's coming. And then it just hit, I think, in the Twitter rumors within the last week that's coming to Switch 2. So I think we're going to see a ton of Microsoft games coming to Switch 2 and coming to PlayStation 5. I think they're going to take Xbox in a completely different direction. I'm sure a lot of you guys can figure out what direction that is, but they need to sell games, right? They're not making money on Game Pass. It's not doing good enough for what Microsoft needs it to do. So I fully expect all those games that are on Game Pass to release as, their own separate SKUs on PS5 and Switch 2 in order to make up ground while they try to increase that subscriber count, which again, I don't know. That's their problem to deal with, but I don't know how they're going to get there. But part of making things better and making more money is getting all those games now on other platforms. So I think we're going to start to see all of that happen over the next 2 years. I think that's why it hasn't happened yet. But I think internally they said, you know what, we're kind of raising the red flag as far as not making games, but being a hardware manufacturer, right? I think in the next gen, we'll probably have some sort of a way to play Xbox that's through a box, but that's not their main focus anymore. It's playing Xbox games through your PC, through your Roku stick, through your TV now.
That's
Proof
crazy to
Proof
me.
with their ad, right?
Yeah.
It is. It's crazy that you can play Xbox games through a Roku. That
Yeah.
one, that's the real crazy one for me. Even the TV app, though, like that's pretty gnarly.
Dude,
But
did you see they were like basically they had this deal where they were bundling an Xbox controller with I think like Roku, and it was basically giving you the controller for free. That reminds me of when I think it was Google Stadia
yep,
was given for free to YouTube
Yep.
Premium subscribers.
Yep.
And
Yep.
look how what ended up happening down the road. It's like they're trying harder and harder, and I don't know. I think they're fucking up.
so Microsoft, Apple, and I forget the other company, but there's 3 companies that make up the majority of the pie for investments, research and development investment in cloud gaming. And I think Microsoft, like again, internally, they'll never say this to the fan base. Fan base doesn't take things very well, unfortunately. But they know internally that the chances of them becoming number one is like 0.1%. They're never going to be number one. That'll always be Sony or Nintendo. So as long as they want to continue to play in this game, they're always going to be number 3. And I think their thought internally is, can we go a different direction and still make games with all these development companies we bought? Can we maybe be like the number 1 software company, third party developer who also has a way to play
But
these
they don't even
games on our
sell the
platform?
games. That's the problem. And then like, okay, Game Pass is doing great. It's like the number 1 subscription, but you just said like their big game that they, for like in over a year was Indiana Jones. Like that was their biggest game for over a year. And it didn't do anything for subscriptions, and they didn't sell any copies, and they have to put it on their competition to try to make their money back.
Yeah.
So like it makes no sense.
No, yeah, I totally agree. That's why I think they want to go like a different direction and try and get it on every single device. And maybe that is a way they think that they can increase the Game Pass subscriber count, but I don't know how they're going to go from 34 million to 100 million in 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
but again, that's for them
And
to
in
deal
general,
with, and I
we're all
wish them the
getting burnt
best.
out on subscription stuff anyways.
They are.
Yeah.
I agree. They are.
I'm just surprised they just haven't gone the model of like making mini PCs or like making it just like it's still an Xbox, right? But it's like you can use it as and kind of incorporate that Nintendo Switch aspect to it, where it has that flexibility of like you can put it up in your living room and it'd be a TV console, but you can also set it up as like a mini portable gaming PC, like an affordable, cost-effective gaming PC. Then you have a subscription model based on it, like Xbox Live was, and it provides a lot of that access to that game library, and then you can have levels and tiers of that subscription. It just surprises me that they just are so hell-bent on getting rid of hardware when Microsoft is a company. I know they're a software company, don't get me wrong, but they've
kind of tried stuff like that.
But they have like a loss lead. Like they have
I
have
remember
Big Daddy
when the
Microsoft
Series
at their
X,
back,
like,
and I
first
just don't
came
get
out,
it.
If you bought like 3 years of Game Pass with it, you didn't have to pay for it up front. You paid.
Yeah.
It was like Rent-A-Center style. Like they just let you pay monthly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was like the loss lead with it is the thing is I'm just surprised they don't do more. Like, I'm surprised they're not taking their hardware in a different direction and they're just giving up on it and saying, okay, let's take the subscription based model in a different direction. And it feels like it's a very short term like sightedness. Like I thought it seems like it has long-term games, but it doesn't, because you don't have a hardware to host your platform, to host your games and stuff on. You're relying on competitors. You're relying on the third parties. You're relying on people that you've been vacuuming up and scooping up, and you're relying on the fact that they are going to produce the same quality product that they had produced in the past, like Blizzard and Activision and all these other things. Like you are just trusting that that's going to happen. It's just, I don't know. It just seems like a business model that's built to fail. And
I think you made a really good point, because I agree with you. I think that ever since I remember when the Xbox One launched and they said it was going to be only connected, it had to be connected to the internet at all times. And everyone was like, hated it. But like, even back then, that was like almost 15 years ago. They announced that, and well, maybe a little less, but around there.
Yeah.
And they've always just looked 10 years down the road. They never are like really seriously putting their energy into the present. It's always like, oh, well, cloud gaming is going to be huge one day. We can get our subscription service up in 5-10 years. It'll be great. And then, you know, they announced all these like awesome games that are supposed to be coming down the road. And, you know, 5-10 years go by, none of those games have come out, maybe one or two. And it's like,
I mean, maybe it's just the Microsoft method of doing things, of just announcing and saying big and then pushing to market, and it just not being, and it being the most mid thing ever. Imagine.
Well, when you have a competitor like Nintendo that announces things and gets them out quick and announces a lot of them, and then Sony, which I don't think does that as well as Nintendo, like,
but it's at least tries.
Yeah. Obviously, you know, Microsoft's going to get buried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just crazy because they were the king of the jungle, and now here we are. But anyways, sorry, that's my rant. I mean, just from a business perspective, it's absolutely absurd to me. But yeah.
No, I like that. I agree with you.
I get it. I agree. I hear what you're saying. And yeah, I think maybe they're looking at it as the end of the day is that you make the most amount of money, the most profit with software. And with all these developers, they bought all this money they spent. They need people to buy games everywhere immediately. So, and again, you know, I wish them the best, right? Because the more competition, the better for all of us. Let me just say that. But if they step out, would not be surprised if somebody else steps in. Would not be surprised. Keep an eye on that. All right.
Can I just run this by you guys real quick?
Yeah.
I think like if they are so attached to that subscription model, I think what would make them a lot more money is if they cut Game Pass down by a ton, but didn't make those releases available day one, but instead all Game Pass subscribers get 50% off all new releases on day one that are that are currently free. And that's the benefit. And then that would give you an incentive to subscribe, but also they would get money for those games.
Yeah. I think that would be extremely helpful. And I think people could walk away feeling like that's a good deal for me as well. It would be win-win.
I think it's too late for that. Like if they started that, the expectations, it's so hard to change consumers' minds, especially when someone said earlier with the subscription. Like,
but I mean, think about it. If they like made the price of Games Pass for 3 months, what the price would be for the entire year, right? So instead of $45 for $45 for 3 months, it's $45 a year or $60 a year. And then the only caveat was the day one releases are half off.
Right. Oh yeah, I could see it being better, like objectively, but I think a lot of consumers wouldn't get the value. I guess
you don't think more people would just be like, oh, okay, I'll grab Game Pass then, because it's like it's basically only a little more than Xbox Live at that point.
It's like a savings membership.
Yeah.
Which
I just don't know about it now. I mean, I feel like there's things that do that now and they can't get people. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just going off feeling with consumers.
No, it's cool. Yeah, it's cool.
But yeah,
I think if they made it crystal clear, Jake, like if they said straight up, like all of our first party games, which Xbox first party is a lot of developers, they're all half off. And we're
half
lowering
off and they come to Game Pass for free at some point.
Yeah, and we're lowering the price of entry.
Sure.
So basically everyone has now a choice of what games they want to buy. And it's like, you don't have to, but if you want to, it's half off.
Yeah.
I would like that idea because there's so many games on Game Pass that, you know, I'm not going to touch. They're not on my list to play.
The only time I've gotten Game Pass is for brand new games. So that's just one sample, but yeah.
Yeah, I get it. They got a lot to figure out over there.
And then I churn at the end of the month.
Committed to the route of putting their games on other platforms. So I guess it is kind of hard to take that back once you start going down it.
It is, and the average consumer is going to complain like hardcore about that
Yeah.
Even
they're
if
on
it's better
social
for them.
media, and it's going to get toxic because we all
Yep.
know how that goes.
Yep.
Okay. All right. I'm going to wrap up Bethesda with a 4-pack. So let me tell you guys these games. Do you think any of these come to Switch 2? Ghostwire Tokyo, Deathloop, Dishonored series, or the Prey series. These all came out between PS4, PS5. I believe a majority of these were on PS4. Nick, do any of those come?
I haven't played any of them. I don't know enough about them, so I'm going to say no.
Okay.
I mean, I could see them coming. I don't think it would be an issue for Switch 2 to run them. Like, what the hell, Nate? What the hell? I don't like. It wouldn't be an issue to play those on Switch 2. I just don't know if the interest would be there.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good point. For Vlam?
I agree with Jake on that one. I just think they could be there, and I think you might get them in as a what the hold on.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah, sorry, just threw me off there. Yeah, I agree with that. I think I don't know if there's enough interest in it, but I think that'd be easy lifts. If that makes sense.
Yep. Andrew.
I'm gonna say no. I just don't know with this one.
Okay. Eric.
Let's see what the picker wheel says.
He's literally got a picker wheel.
That's awesome.
It says no.
Okay. I think we get at least something from here. They had a Dishonored and a Prey collection that's on PS4 and Xbox One. I could see that coming to Switch 2. I think that would sell pretty well, and it'd probably be a pretty easy port. So even if it doesn't sell super well on Switch 2, the investment to get it over to Switch 2 probably wouldn't be too hard. All right, next we're going to jump into EA. Okay, now we're supposed to be getting 4 games from EA. Let me start with your most recent release, and let me just say this is a game that could certainly use some more sales, and that's Dragon Age: The Veilguard.
I'm going to say no because I haven't played it and I did not know it was a thing.
Okay, Jake.
I think it makes sense, but can someone just remind me what EA games are on Switch 1?
I think one of the Star Wars Battlefronts are.
Yeah, the Battlefront collection.
The collection, yeah.
Was that EA Star Wars though, or was that pre? Because those are like the old Battlefront games, which was
true. Those are the old. I don't think
that
the
was
new
the
ones are on there.
Battlefront collection. Star Wars. No, not that one.
Is there not a Star Wars game, like one of the EA Star Wars games on Switch? Am I crazy?
Well, KOTOR 1 and 2 is on there, but that's BioWare.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
I don't think any of the EA Star Wars games are on Switch.
Oh. Never mind.
Yeah, so I don't know if there's something weird between EA and Nintendo. I don't know.
Well, so EA has came out. I think there was an article about them supporting Switch 2. We can expect
if EA's on board, then
great
Star
support.
Wars, the name alone, I think it'll come to Switch 2. Yeah.
Okay. So Dragon Age, you say yes?
Yeah, I don't see why not. That game definitely needs more sales. You made a good point.
Yeah. For Vlam.
Yeah, I think it does. I think it does as well.
All right. Andrew?
I think no. I'm trying to double check. Origins isn't on Switch, right?
No.
I'm going no.
Eric?
Picker said yes.
Okay. I'm gonna say yes for the reason I gave up front is that it really needs the sales. This game had a very, very long and expensive development cycle, and it definitely needs to come to another platform to try and recoup those costs. All right.
Yeah, I haven't played it, but I saw all the controversy, but I also saw gameplay, and it looked actually pretty fun.
Yeah.
I was I would play this. and then
It
it
does
just
look
like
fun.
got absolutely hated on, and I don't really understand why because I haven't played it.
Yeah, I know the controversy and all that stuff. I'm not going to get into it, but it could use another install base, probably a whole different install base to try to try and get some of those sales back. Okay, Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
Is that the first one or is it the second one?
Let's just say both of them. Do we think either of them are
Yes.
coming?
Yes.
Yes,
I think both
that's
are
a-
coming. I think the
agreed.
first one will get ported. It might be launch window,
No, double pack, baby.
That'd
and
be nice.
then the second one will come later. I think they'll try to space them out to maximize sales.
No, double pack, only ones on the cart.
No, I don't even want to think about that.
No.
All
I
right.
don't even want to think.
So yes, for Vlam.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%. I'm on Jake with this one again. Jake, me and you, we're on the same wavelength today.
Hell yeah, brother.
Andrew.
I say yes for this one. I feel like the audience is right, and I feel like they're trying to get Star Wars games on Nintendo stuff.
For sure. Eric.
Picker said no.
Okay. I'm going to say 100% these games come to Switch 2 without a doubt.
I'm going to predict actually that Eric was the only one that was right on every single one of these. And in like 6 months, people are going back to this and calling Eric a leaker because he got everything right today on this podcast.
That'd be great.
It's by a random yes or no picker wheel.
Eric, stop reading my text messages.
Yeah,
damn
sorry.
it.
All right. Here's one. Dead Space. The Dead Space remake.
No.
The
Okay.
remake specifically, no. I think we get the original ported over. Oh, I guess Switch 2.
Yeah, the original was on 360.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you know what? I'll give it to it. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I just I heard remake and was like,
All right. So you said yes. Jake, you said
I didn't answer. I'm gonna say no, not because it necessarily won't run, but again, I don't know. I just see like a saturation with games coming because like Nintendo always releases their consoles at a weird point where like Xbox and PlayStation do it in a certain time window, and then Nintendo's the lone wolf when they announce. There's like no competition in terms of something new when their system comes out, and so like there's just such a there's so many games that are going to be coming from third parties. I think if we get every single game that we're talking about right here, I just feel like it won't sell. Like it's just like so many old games.
okay. Fair. It's a good point. Andrew.
I'm gonna say no. I just don't think they're gonna have the time for it. They just want to focus on the big hardware for now.
Eric.
The picker wheel hates. It says no.
Okay. For Dead Space, I got to think that if they're planning on releasing Dead Space 2 and 3 remakes, then I think Dead Space remake comes to Switch 2. Because I think they're going to want to get all three of those games on as many consoles as possible. And again, I think you want to be part of the Switch 2 user base if it's anything near the Switch 1 user base.
They have the original Dead Space. It's called Metroid Prime.
Yeah, right.
Oh, there it is.
Dead Space is a good game. I think if it can run, then it'll come to Switch 2. All right. Here's one that is an interesting one. The Sims 4.
100%. Especially with the rumored Joy-Con mouse mouse function out. Oh yeah, I was
No
shocked
doubt.
we didn't get The Sims on Switch. It's such a wildly popular game.
I know.
And the Switch market
wait,
is perfect
Is
for
it true that
I
they're not
agree.
making any new Sims anymore and they canceled Sims 5?
That's not what I heard. From what I heard, and I looked this up, I think a week or two ago for the podcast, Sims 5 is still in development.
I heard that they decided to just keep updating Sims 4 forever, like what they do with Fortnite and stuff.
Yeah.
They're waiting to cross promote it with the movie. That's what they're doing.
Are they working on a movie?
Yeah, there's
They
a
are.
movie.
That's right,
Yeah.
man. That was announced a long time ago, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
I
after the Barbie movie because Margot Robbie said they're going to be in it. They were like interested in it.
Mhm.
Oh, that's probably actually what's going to happen. Sims 5 will probably release right around the time.
That's what
Obviously,
I'm
that makes
That
a ton
makes
of
me
sense.
happy, but I could have sworn I saw that they canceled that.
The
Hey,
movie
maybe, I don't know.
or the game. Wait.
No, The Sims 5.
Oh.
The game,
Huh.
I believe is what they're referring to.
All right, Sims 4. Jake?
No, it says, there won't actually be a Sims 5 because EA is going to disrupt the sequel model by shoving the Sims 4, Project Reen, and 2 other games into one massive Sims platform.
Huh. So,
Okay.
I mean, maybe it is a sequel, but then it's like hey, it's going to be like, this is going to be our iterative Sims thing from now on for forever.
I see a bunch of articles. It says no Sims 5 is coming.
Yeah, so it's probably gonna take on some sort of live service model.
Right. Yeah. That's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, so it'll be a new Sims, right?
Right.
I would
they
presume,
canceled like an actual Sims 5.
yeah, but they're dropping the number. It's just the Sims, and it's a live service model that will get
Right.
continuously updated, which will probably make them a lot more money. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean, that's why they're doing it.
Yep. EA knows all about the microtransactions.
Yup.
Okay, Flavia, you said yes or no for
Yeah,
Sims 4?
I think so. Yeah, I think so as well. I think it's
Andrew?
that one's been forever.
Yeah, big yes. I think they're waiting for. Yeah, they've been waiting for the next console rather than this one.
All right, Eric.
I'm gonna say yes, just because my Sims Cozy bundle is on Switch.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that. I picked that up from my lady. She's a big Sims fan. I had to go to 3 different GameStops to find it. I had to go to the GameStop in the hood to get it. So that was fun. I think Sims 4, no doubt, especially with, again, the rumored Joy-Con mouse. It makes perfect sense. But regardless of that, one of the first things that my lady was asking me was, like, is Sims 4 on Switch, or is there any Sims? And this was probably 2 or 3 years ago after she'd put a lot of time in on Animal Crossing. I'm like, you know what? It's not. Well, let me dust off the PS4 for you and get it installed here. So I think there's 100% a market for that, and that would sell so well on Switch too.
Oh, related, but slightly unrelated. I just was diving into a rabbit hole, and it looks like just yesterday they teased they're going to remaster The Sims 2 or 3 or possibly a collection.
Nice.
It's the 25th anniversary this year.
Oh, yeah, because it came out in 2000, the millennium. Yep. So, all right. Yeah, Sims, could definitely see that. Here's one, and this is an interesting one because we got the 3rd game on Wii U. I'm talking about Mass Effect. Do we get the Legendary Edition that came out on PS4? So that would give us Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 with all the DLC. Interestingly, you could pick up that game. I picked up actually a few copies that I just have for like future giveaways. I think I picked up maybe 4 or 5 of them for $5 each, which is insane for the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. What that tells me is that it probably didn't hit its sales mark, which again is another reason why you would want to get it over to another install base, a large install base, so you can try and make some money back. Because again, you're only having a porting team do this. So the development cost is significantly less than it was to develop the actual game. So it's a good way to make money back. What do you guys think, Nick?
This is actually gonna be my last one because I gotta dip out for work tomorrow. But I'm gonna say yes, because why not? I've never played a Mass Effect game, and honestly, as with most of the games that are on these lists, if they came to Switch, I'd be more inclined to try them if I could get like Mass Effect on Switch, especially if it was like 1, 2, 3, so I could go through the whole story. I would definitely be more inclined to do that. So I'll say yes. But I'm gonna dip out. Always great to talk Switch 2. Hopefully, we will have a trailer
See you
tomorrow
night, buddy.
and we can do a
Hopefully tomorrow
podcast,
night, baby.
and it'll be great.
I'll
But
see you tomorrow night, man.
I will dip out. I make anime content on YouTube. I stream on Twitch. At Nick with No K, pretty much everywhere. That's my plug. Go watch it. Okay, I'm gone.
See you tomorrow night.
See you later.
Bye, Nick. Dude, that was funny when you just like made me and Nick's like cameras really long, and he just started like going like this. to try
Yeah,
to
you
make
put
it
his
frame.
phone way down.
That was awesome.
All right, Jake. Mass Effect Legendary Edition.
I could see that coming to Switch at some point. I think they would. I don't necessarily see it like competing with Dragon Age Veilguard, but I think they would, if they're going to try to sell more copies of that game, they would focus on that first.
Yeah, they
But I
got to
could see
space it
Mass
out.
Effect coming at some point, probably.
Yeah. All right, Full Lamb.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be the remake, but man, yeah, I would imagine some sort of remaster. If it is the re-edition, it's I don't know.
It was on PS4. It runs on a
was
PS4
on?
base just fine.
Oh, then
Yeah.
okay, then yeah, and then you know what? I think it will. You've changed my mind. You've convinced me.
Yeah, we have to stay on the same page as me, bud. You
All right,
understand?
Andrew.
My bad.
I'm leaning yes, but it's a soft yes. Not super convinced.
Okay.
Anything I could do to help you get that hard, or
It's crazy.
Eric.
Take off that 5-year thing from your calendar.
oh yeah,
The picker said yes.
Okay. I'm going to say yes as well for the reasons I mentioned. They need to make money back on that. And again, this came to Wii U and it runs on a PS4 just fine. So yeah, I definitely see them bringing that over. Here's one that's probably a big interest, right? And that is EA Sports. Is it in the game on Switch 2?
Surely, right? It was
Well-
on Switch, wasn't it?
Madden?
well, I think if it's on Series S, I think I could see it starting to come to Switch too.
Yeah, I'm talking Madden football. I'm talking EA Sports college football, NHL. Are those games coming?
Yeah,
To Switch.
I would be surprised if they.
We can
weren't.
finally get regular FIFA too.
Yeah, with all the
True.
modes, right?
Yeah, instead of just FIFA 2020 with updated rosters.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's so awesome.
All right, so Jake, you're a yes.
Yeah, I could see that for sure.
Okay. Favlam?
Yeah, that's such a staple. You can't go without a sports game. You know.
Yeah. Andrew?
Does the Switch have any football games at all? No, right?
No.
No.
Okay,
That's
maybe
cra-
you can.
That's crazy.
I know.
Maybe you can go without.
Yeah, I can't. I'm not gonna say yes to every single one. I think more will be on Switch too, but not every single sport. Because yeah, something is weird. I don't know why.
Well, we've got
is taking
NBA
so long.
2K. We have the legacy FIFAs. We have the show, which is a PlayStation
Mhm.
like studios game, and those are all on Switch. So Madden's really the only big one it's missing.
Yeah, we have a lot
Yeah,
of sports
yeah.
outside
And-
of Madden
and
and hockey.
And college ball is pretty recent. Like I know that took the
Right.
what am I trying to say? Oh yeah, like it really was big last year because it was so many years till it happened. I don't know. I just think two big companies, sometimes things take a long time. So I'm not gonna say every single one, but I think more will be on Switch too.
I think Madden will be.
Yeah, and that could be one of them.
Eric, what do you think?
The picker hates. It said no.
Okay. I think we'll
Dang.
get some sports games from EA. Again, yeah, I think Madden's the most likely, right?
Here's what I want to know: if it does come to Switch too, does Nate get rid of his Xbox?
If what comes
Probably
to
not.
Madden.
if it runs at 60 FPS, sure.
That's the big thing too, especially
Okay,
with like
so he's
NBA
keeping an
2K.
Xbox.
If it's
2K runs at 60, I'm in.
Would not hold my breath.
And it's the current edition.
well, yeah. It can be like a classic.
Yeah.
FIFA Classic Edition. No, it's got to be like the real current cross-gen version.
You know,
Yeah.
NBA 2K runs at 30 on Switch. I
Mhm.
would expect that fully to run at 60 FPS on Switch too.
We'll see what happens.
Otherwise, we're literally getting the same exact thing.
It'll look prettier.
Yeah, a little
I
bit.
mean, the newer games are always technically looking better, so it wouldn't be I don't know. I think it's gonna be 30 FPS still.
Look, I bet you NBA 2K this year is still coming to Switch.
If any of you guys think that Nate actually likes Switch and it
That's
doesn't
true,
just
too.
do it for views, watch and see what he plays Madden on when Switch 2 comes out. That'll tell you. That'll tell you what he really cares about.
That's really funny.
God damn it, Jake.
I'm just kidding. I'm just busting your balls.
All right,
At least we're not talking
Let's,
about today.
let's jump over to Bandai Namco.
Bandai Namco.
Now, there's already one game rumored. I'm sure you guys have heard that was Tekken 8.
Mhm.
Supposedly, there's 2 in the computer system. So I'm gonna list off a bunch of games so we can get through this one quicker. And you guys tell me which one of these games that you think is the other game. Okay. So there's 2 games. Tekken's already on there. We have to fill one more. Is it Elden Ring, Armored Core 6, Unknown 9, Dragon Ball, Sparking Zero, Sandland, Scarlet Nexus, or Elden Ring Night Rain?
I think it's gonna be Elden Ring.
Yeah.
I can see Night Rain too.
But Elden Ring first,
Yes.
no doubt. Okay.
Yeah.
For Vlam?
Second is Dragon Ball, in my opinion. But yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Elden Ring. It's
And
just
they
got
put
the
Link
hype
in
behind
Elden
it, you
Ring
know?
like they did with Skyrim.
Yeah. Easy money, dude. Easy
Yeah.
money.
could
That would
see
be
that.
so smart.
Or at least just put like the master, even if it's just like the costume and like the master sword, you can go find it somewhere. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we're talking. Now we're
Now we're
talking
cooking.
here.
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
Freaking oh god, what's his name that made Elden Ring? Oh my god, what's his name? Someone give me his name, please help me. Here, it's the same name as
Isn't it Elden?
no. It's the same guy as hang on, I got it. Just keep going.
All right, Andrew.
Wait. Yeah, so we're talking about Elden Ring and whatever we think else is coming from them.
Yeah, so Bandai Namco, they're on board for Tekken 8. Supposedly,
Yeah.
that's for sure. So what's the other game?
Yeah, I think I'm going to say 2, Elden Ring and Dragon Ball. We've been getting all the modern Dragon Balls.
That's true.
Just a little later. We got Kakarot, Budokai. I'm surprised we got Budokai as fast as we did, to be honest.
Mhm.
So, yeah. Or no, sorry, not Budokai. I'm sorry, Fighters. That's what I meant.
All right,
The 3v3 one.
Eric, you in or out?
The picker says yes. No, it actually did, but no. Elden Ring sounds like it would probably be, one that makes sense.
Yeah, I would say definitely Elden Ring. I think it'll be a complete edition with the DLC. I do think we'll get Night Rain down the line, and I do think we'll get Dragon Ball. I think we'll get a lot of these games on the list, but for sure, Tekken, Dragon Ball, and both Elden Rings. We'll get Elden Ring Complete Edition to start, and I think there is a good chance that there might be something Link related, because it just makes too much sense. You saw how successful that was with Skyrim. All right. Next is Square Enix. We got 5 games, 5 SKUs for Square. So, again, let me get through this a little bit quicker. I'm going to...
Dude, both Final Fantasy 7 games.
Okay. Yep. So we got...
Remake and Rebirth.
Remake, Rebirth. We got Visions of Mana, Final Fantasy 16, Star Ocean, The Divine Force, Valkyrie Elysium, Forspoken, Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin, Dying Light 2, Stay Human, and let me just say I'm talking the native edition. There's a cloud edition, so I'm talking an actual game natively. Kingdom Hearts, again, native releases. Okay, 1 through 3. Give me 5. Jake, we'll start with you.
Well, I definitely think both Final Fantasy 7 games. I think Kingdom Hearts, because if they went through all that trouble just to get a cloud version running on Switch, there's no way they're not gonna get it native.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Yeah. And then
We're just talking the first three, right?
Remind me of the other games. I
5
knew what I was
games.
gonna say.
Because there's 5 SKUs. So the other ones are Visions of Mana, Final Fantasy 16.
Oh, right. I say Final Fantasy 16 for sure because that's a walking sim. So it doesn't. It could probably run on the Switch 1 because there's hardly any gameplay at all.
Yeah.
I think. Wait, you don't mean 15?
No, I mean 16, the new one.
Okay.
15
I think
was an
15's
awesome
coming for
game
sure.
that was totally underrated.
Oh jeez. Oh jeez.
Because it has a huge open world you can actually explore instead of a hallway.
Ooh.
The side quests are what make that game amazing. Like Final Fantasy 16 has a better story, but it's just a movie. It's not a game. So 16 comes for sure.
And
And honestly, I'm not sure about the 5th one. I don't want to eat up too much time, so I'll let. I feel like Andrew wants to respond, so I feel like Andrew should.
Oh
should
no,
go.
that's a whole nother topic with 15 versus 16. But
Yeah.
I'm more passionate about the dislike towards 15. But yeah. So
Wow,
my
okay.
turn now.
Yes, sir.
I think 15's coming first. I feel like the Final Fantasies are eventually coming, or I mean, they have been coming. I don't know when 16 will come though. I think I've been seeing the leaks for some pretty solid sources for Final Fantasy 7 Remake and Rebirth. I don't think Rebirth's coming a year after. I think that might be the plan. I think they could believe it, but I think it's going to get delayed.
Dude, the 9 remake. That's what's going to be one of them. Oh yeah.
I agree. I think that's coming.
What were some of the other games?
Visions of Mana, Star
yes.
Ocean,
Yes.
Forspoken, Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy
no.
Origin.
No for Forspoken. I think that's.
It sold so
is it-
bad.
Yeah, but like, does
Terribly.
anyone even?
Well, I'm
Kinda
just
feel like
wondering if they'll test their luck on essentially a different.
No one would pay
User
full
base.
price for it. Is the problem
Well,
though? Are they
I-
going to release it for $20? Then maybe.
Well, I feel like they want to use their resources to test some other stuff, rather than that.
Yeah. Okay.
And then Kingdom Hearts, I think the first 3. I don't think 4 is coming ever to Switch 2. Maybe Switch 3.
What the?
No, dude. 4 is coming.
I'm
cloud
serious.
version. Dude, 4 is cloud version
You're
for Switch
serious,
2.
but we're talking Switch 3 now. No reveal.
That didn't take long.
Let me get a reveal.
Heck,
Yeah, we
PS5 will
don't
be lucky
even
if they
have-
get Kingdom Hearts 4, if we're being honest. That director loves to dip his toes in a lot of things at once.
That's true.
All right. So that's your 5.
Yeah.
Flam, what do you got?
5 things I want to see come to Switch 2. Is that what you're asking?
Square Enix. Out of
from
those
Square
games, all those games I listed off.
He remembers none of
Can
them.
can you listen again? I'll be so real.
All of us have
I
to
know.
do it again.
You
All
guys have been. I was hearing Kingdom Hearts. And I know. I mean, there's
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts,
That was
Final
one of the games
Fantasy. Yeah, Kingdom
Kingdom
Hearts.
Hearts.
Final Fantasy. I think we let's bring back Kingdom Hearts. We get like a bundle collection, or maybe we remaster or remake them and bring them into Switch. Like Jake was saying, that's something I do agree with. I remember this part now. Yes, sorry, we got lost in the quagmire for a little while. I was like in a different dimension.
That's okay.
Edibles
Yeah.
kicking in.
Oh, there it is.
Totally. Yeah. No, Square Enix. I don't know if we see Rebirth. Like, I don't know if we see those, like Final Fantasy Rebirth and what were they? I can forget the new Final Fantasy 7
Remake and Rebirth.
remake
Yeah.
and Rebirth. Yeah, I don't know if we see those on Switch too. I feel like, especially because those are like, I don't know. The Sony's holding those puppies close to their chest. I mean, I know they're on PC, but like they still are very like, those are like the big ones. So spending all those resources and putting that on Switch too, I just don't think is feasible.
I agree with you more
Yeah.
on Rebirth. The only reason I'm thinking Rebirth is because of what's come out recently, and that I'm still. But yeah. Anyways, sorry. Just wanted to add to you.
Yo, 20 likes away from 500, by the way. Bump that up, guys.
All right, Eric, what do you got?
Oh.
Sorry, what? No, I'm kidding. No, I think Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts will come. Those are what I'm gonna go with.
Okay.
Take your numbers on what Final Fantasies, just pull them out of that. Whatever.
All right. I'm gonna say Final Fantasy VII remake. 100% that's coming. It was already rumored to be running on Switch 2 at Gamescom over a year ago. 100% that's coming. We're gonna get Rebirth, and we'll get the third installment of the trilogy.
We
So we'll get
acknowledge
all
what a
three.
beautiful
Well, wait, third installment on Switch
history
2?
that is.
Yes.
That, like the game
Oh
that
man, no way.
divided Square Enix.
I
and
love your hope.
Nintendo. Final Fantasy VII is now going to be one of the first games coming to Switch 2.
Yeah. Finally.
Yeah. Hey. I see what you did.
Yeah. So I expect both remake and Rebirth. They're also rumored to be coming to Switch 2. And so I don't see why they wouldn't. Visions of Mana, I do think that is going to come to Switch 2. And I think we'll get Dying Light 2, Stay Human, since there's a cloud version already. I think that will come natively. And they are working on a new Dying Light game. I think that's supposed to come out pretty soon here. So I think within the next 12 months, it would be smart to get that over to Switch 2 so people can play that and get excited for the next one. And then 100%, I've been saying this for ages, Kingdom Hearts native releases will definitely come to Switch 2. It's crazy that after all these years, the Kingdom Hearts games have not really came to a Nintendo console in the right way, natively, not these crappy cloud versions. But I expect a nice Kingdom Hearts physical release for all three of those games. Disney, Kingdom Hearts, Nintendo. It's easy money, and it's crazy they haven't done it yet. All right, that wraps up Square Enix. Next,
what if they make a new Kingdom Hearts, but it's Final Fantasy characters and Nintendo characters?
That'd be badass.
Yo, that'd be crazy.
Sorry, just got ADHD brain, and I just
that's a whole new avenue of possibilities. I'm a fan of.
I do think we're gonna see something during the Switch 2 generation, a collaboration between Nintendo and Square Enix. I do think we're going to see something at some point, similar to Super Mario RPG Remake.
That'd be sick.
All right, Take-Two Interactive. This list is a little shorter. The rest of the list is shorter. We're almost done here. Take-Two. So I'm going to read off the games. We're only getting 2 games, apparently, on the SKU. So I'm going to say GTA, but you guys got to say which one's coming, okay? Because a lot of people are really on edge about this GTA Nintendo Switch stuff. So GTA, Judas, which is coming out in around March. Mafia. Do we get any of the Mafia games 1 through 3? Mafia: The Old Country, that's coming out this summer. Red Dead Redemption 2. And I'm going to say Max Payne 3. Max Payne 3 would be a game that could come over. Jake, 2 games from that list.
Can I not go first on this one?
Yeah.
I want to hear what some other people say.
Yeah.
While I form an opinion.
I'll go first. Red Dead, I feel like, is a given. I feel like that's like I feel like it's been out long enough, and I feel like you see it on everything. I just don't think we get GTA 6 on Switch 2. I just do not think that's a thing. I think you could maybe see a port of 5.
It ran on PS4.
Yeah,
PS4,
I think. But what I'm questioning is,
didn't it come out on PS3?
It did. Yes, it did.
Yeah.
I remember the day it came out. That was crazy. So what I'm less concerned about is whether it can run or not, and more concerned about whether they find it worth it for them, because does it worth putting it on Switch 2 and having the online support, especially if the Switch 2 is going to drop the same year that GTA 6 is supposedly supposed to drop, and they're going to be hyping up the GTA 6 online services and all this other. Why would they bother putting resources into the online services that be provided. You see what I'm trying to say? Like, I mean, I guess you could pull it off, but I just think that there's going to be bigger fish to fry, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're saying Red
GTA
Dead?
5, yes, and Red Dead. They're
Okay.
both. I say both Red Deads. I say we get both.
Well, we have
We don't
part
already
one
have-
on Switch already.
Exactly. So I'd say we get a port of that, and then we get Red
Well,
Dead.
it's backwards compatible, so they don't need to port it.
Yeah, we already got Red Dead Redemption 1 on Switch.
Oh, is it native? I didn't know
Yeah.
it was native.
Native
Oh,
and
wow.
physical edition.
Wow. Good job, John Nintendo. You went crazy with
Yeah.
it.
All right, so you're saying Red Dead 2.
Yeah, Red Dead 2 and GTA 5, not
Okay.
6.
All right. Andrew.
I think I'll agree with everything you just said. I'll add in, I think Alan Wake 2. I don't know if that's even. Yeah, we're talking about Remedy, right? Remedy's part
No.
of this. Well,
Yeah,
Take
Remedy
Two.
makes Grand Theft Auto.
no, not that. I heard Max Payne. Isn't Remedy part of Max Payne?
Max Payne's Rockstar.
Okay, I thought Remedy was a part of that too, but maybe I'm misremembering. Anyways, I'll just agree with everything Flam said.
Okay. Eric, what do you got?
Yeah, Red Dead's got to be. I
Alright.
mean, it's got to be. And then I was thinking Max Payne 3, just because. Why not?
Okay. Jake.
Well, yeah, I do agree with everyone that Red Dead Redemption 2 is like a slam dunk.
Yeah.
That's the one that I have no doubt about. For the second one, I could see GTA 5, but also like I don't know. I know they put the trilogy on Switch, but Nintendo's always been kind of weird about it. So I don't know. It's just like a little more extreme than the GTA trilogy. So I just don't know if Nintendo's going to want it. But at the
Yeah.
same time, the thing that everyone's really wondering is GTA 6. And if they decline GTA 6 because they don't want it, I think people would be pretty pissed. So I'll say GTA 5 too. And I hope they figure out a way to get some version of that on Switch too.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm going to go with Red Dead 2. I've been saying that for a long time. I 100% believe that is going to be there. I think it's going to be launch or launch window kind of game. I think it makes sense to get the Mafia games over as well. But as far as GTA goes, and again, this is just like, I know a lot of people think that GTA 6, there's no way in heck this is going to be able to run on Switch 2. But if we're looking at the power, right? And if GTA 6 is coming to Series S, which it is listed as coming to Series S, why wouldn't it be able to come to Switch 2 if Switch 2 is on scale as far as power is concerned with Series S without factoring in DLSS? And if it's DLSS 3.5, then
Yeah.
I would see.
Yeah.
And the other,
there's-
you know what, you're
it'll be able to run
convincing me more because Rockstar has such deep pockets
Mhm.
that if they could get some kind of a version running on a console that's going to sell that much, they'd be able to do it.
Exactly.
And the only reason Grand Theft Auto 5 wasn't is because what was Nintendo running? The Wii, the original Wii when that game came out? Maybe the Wii U?
No, it was
When
the
the PS3
Wii.
version dropped?
Yeah, it was the Wii.
It was the Wii. There was no chance.
Yeah, no
And then
chance.
the Wii U happened, and Rockstar saw how poorly that sold, so they probably just never took the Switch seriously until it was too late. And now, I think that they'll be doing everything they can to get it some version running. So I don't know. You just kind of convinced me that it will come.
Yeah, like just logically, right? If the rumors, as they say, is that the Switch 2 is as powerful as a Series S, PS4 Pro, whatever, and that's not factoring in DLSS 3.5. And again, like for anyone in chat, I would who thinks this is crazy, I would implore you to do some research on DLSS 3.5. Get on YouTube, watch some videos. There's comparison videos where it shows you a game running without DLSS, and it'll literally split the screen. So you can see a game running without it on half the screen, and what happens when you turn on DLSS. And again, it's magic, absolute magic. So I would implore you to check that out, because I think once you see that, it might change your mind.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think GTA 6. I mean, again, it's in my video for the 2025 most anticipated games, and I double checked, triple checked. It's coming to Series S, GTA 6. So if it's coming there, it's coming to Switch too. That's the logic. All right. This is the last developer. We got 2 games for this, and it's Warner Brothers, the WB. 2 games. We got Gotham Knights. It's an option. We got the Middle Earth Shadow of Mordor. Batman Arkham Knight. So again, remember, we got the Arkham trilogy. Middle Earth Shadow of War, which, those are Middle Earth Shadow of Mordor, Middle Earth Shadow of War. Those are the Lord of Ring games. And then, yeah, that's it. That's it I put on this list. I will also throw this out there. It's only because I know of this rumor. Hogwarts Legacy Director's Cut. I've already heard that is a real thing, and I expect that. So I'll put that on the list as well. Jake, what do you think? 2 games from that list.
Well, I do, obviously we got Hogwarts Legacy on Switch. So, and Harry Potter is just like a massive IP. So I think that one's probably a shoo-in. If they're going to figure out a way to put the original game on Switch 1, and there's no way it wouldn't come to everything for the definitive version, or I forget how you phrased it.
Then, definitive version, or director's cut is what I had heard. Yeah,
director's cut. Okay, and then I think Batman Arkham Knight would be my pick for a second one. I know Lord of the Rings is a massive IP and stuff too, and I know those are highly regarded games. I just think they're a little older. I just think the Batman Arkham Knight makes more sense given the fact that we just got the trilogy as well.
Yeah, for sure. Flavlam, what do you think?
Yeah, I think just you mentioned the Hogwarts Legacy game, and I was like, I think a port of that would be. I feel like that's slightly given. I mean, I don't know. Again, if we assuming backwards compatibility, I think that I think we do get the Lord of the Rings games. I think those are pretty. I don't know. They're pretty universal as well at that point. So I don't know. Whenever Lord of the Rings games we got in either upcoming or already existing, I think we start seeing some of those on Switch too.
Okay.
Well, what 2 games did you pick?
I don't have a specific Lord of the Ring game, but one of the Lord of the Rings games, and then I was saying Hogwarts Legacy. I don't know if that was Hogwarts Legacy on the list, but isn't that Warner Brothers?
No, yeah. He was saying their director's cut version.
Oh, okay.
So it was in their shareholder briefing.
Okay.
Let me just tell you guys. So when Hogwarts Legacy director's cut was brought up, it was in regards to the insane amount of money for a game that came out that probably a lot of us knew was going to lose a ton of money from the first time we saw it, and that's Suicide Squad. And it lost so much money that they need to dip back into the Harry Potter IP and make a director's cut. And because again, I think based on how I read it, they believe that they can easily get more money from the Harry Potter fan base.
Yeah.
To kind of quell the shareholders that were upset with the massive loss from Suicide Squad.
And that was also my bad, Flavlam. I didn't hear that you had said Hogwarts Legacy. I wasn't asking you to pick which.
I was like, I'm like, I don't know, man.
All right, Andrew, what do you got?
I think besides Hogwarts Legacy, I don't know. I don't think I know enough about those other games. I don't know if they're. I know we have the new Harry Potter show coming out. I don't know if they want to time anything with that, but that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think so for sure.
Well, it's not really related. I mean, it's related, but it doesn't have to do with any of those characters.
Yeah, Hogwarts is the only thing in common. I was reading something with like the movies, like why some movies succeed and some don't, and like according to like exit surveys, it was like people are more in love with Hogwarts than the universe itself, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Which is why like they have 3 movies that fail just recently. They're 3 most recent movies, but yet the game did amazing. So yeah.
Right.
Eric, what do you got?
Probably Gotham for sure. Isn't that there's a second Hogwarts Legacy coming out too, right? Eventually here.
Yeah, in time. Who knows when? We haven't even seen it yet.
Right. I mean, I'm guessing that's probably going to come to Switch too, considering the first one came to Switch.
Mhm.
But yeah, I don't know about the other one. I'm guessing just Gotham.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to say, no doubt, the Hogwarts Legacy Director's Cut. So I have Hogwarts Legacy on PS5, and then I also picked it up from my lady on Switch. So I've seen both versions, and they're obviously quite different. It is a technical marvel, though. I'm just like, wow, I can't believe that they're able to get this to run on Switch 1 as well as it does. But they're definitely different games. And I think there would be very good reason to release Hogwarts Legacy Director's Cut on Switch 2. I think that's the main reason why they're doing a Director's Cut, is to give Nintendo owners the full experience. And it's already rumored that Gotham Knights is going to be a game that comes to Switch 2 right around launch. But on top of that, I will say I think Batman Arkham Knight has to come logically. Like, why would you release the other Batman games and not release Arkham Knight? So yeah, 100% there. All right, guys, that wraps up that SKU list. And I do want to mention one thing here, though, is there was a tweet from Eurogamer confirming some games, right? And that was, and this is just to kind of give everyone an idea of what can run on Switch 2, right?
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid Delta, so Snake Eater.
Oh yeah, these all came from Nate the Hate.
Yeah, Nate the Hate. Thank you. Have you guys? I don't know if you guys seen the trailer for Metal Gear Solid Delta, but it looks extremely impressive. Think Silent Hill 2 remake that came out on PS5. It's like on that scale, and that game was I reviewed it, extremely impressive. But that was on the list. Red Dead 2, Metaphor ReFantazio, which again I just reviewed that game, and I 100% expect that to be there right at launch.
Yeah, well, they got Persona 5 Royal on the Switch.
Yeah.
Very similar. Like, it's almost like Majora's Mask to Ocarina of Time. So,
It is. No,
Yeah.
totally. Visions of Mana was on there. Of course, Tekken 8, Assassin's Creed Shadows, The Division, and Rainbow Six Siege, and the Mario Rabbids collection, which we kind of already knew that was coming with the Mario Rabbids. If you like go back to that leak from over a year ago now, Ubisoft saying they were disappointed in the sales, and it kind of got out. Yeah, the second one, the Sparks of Hope, because they were planning on releasing that on Switch 2. They were under the impression that would be coming out right around the time of Switch 2. And again, that was over a year ago. So I think there's a lot of stories behind the scenes that we may eventually find out some news about after Switch 2 comes out. But that should be interesting. That wraps all of that up, though. Thank you guys for participating. Hopefully, all the games that we picked come to Switch 2.
Yeah.
Again, I agree. It's going to have to be spread out.
Put that together.
Hey, you're welcome. For sure.
Hey, Nate, could you do me a favor?
Maybe.
When the stream ends, can you go in and delete the title and just change it to Getting Excited for Donkey Kong Returns HD? And then take a screenshot of that as the title with how many views the stream got, and then change it back. But, like, do like a funny tweet.
That is
I'm gonna be
hilarious.
sick.
That is hilarious.
I'll think of
That is
I'll
hilarious.
think
Most huge podcast we've ever done. Like,
Yeah.
it's the most
episode.
good live stream I've ever
Yeah.
done.
yeah.
Oh Lord, that's funny as hell.
Anyways, Eric,
Yeah.
we're back to a Switch 2 topic. This is an
Holy
exciting
cow.
one. This one just happened over the last 24 hours. What are we talking about?
The specs seem to have leaked.
Oh, baby.
Be right back.
Go ahead and grab this. Grab this back, baby.
Before we start on this topic, I just saw the time. I do, in fact, need
That
to
is
head
totally
out.
fine.
Go for it.
Dip out, Mike.
Am I on tomorrow's thing? It's okay. I know you have like a ton of people, so I know I replied, but I know you
I don't think you had said anything to me, did you?
I thought I replied to the tweet. But that's okay. That's all right. I don't need to be on it because you said you already have 12, and that is totally okay with me. And also, I don't think it's gonna happen. But that's just me. That's just me.
Yeah,
But anyways,
no fake. Get out.
I hope it does, though. I hope it does for both your and my sake, and for my little heart, my little wonderful Nintendo heart. But no, I'm Vlam. You can find me on twitch.tv/Vlam. We host lots of game shows and anything related to Nintendo as well. I'll be live again tomorrow. If I'm not on, or I'm not going to be on Prime's stream, so I'll be on my own stream. But please enjoy the news of the Switch too. I hope it happens. And we'll also be having lots of other. I'm going to be playing Donkey Kong this Saturday, basically all day, doing another walkathon. I'll be walking the whole time. I do walkathons all the time. So if you think that's fun and interesting, and you want to make me walk more and do silly little tricks on the treadmill, then come watch my stream. So, anyways, thanks for having me on again. I appreciate you all. It's wonderful seeing you all again, and I'll see you guys next time.
Have
Bye,
a good
everyone.
one.
All right, let's get to some specs. Let's
Specs.
have some fun. What is fun? I don't know, but let's actually see it.
What
so we
is
can
love?
See it.
No.
Yeah. What is love,
Oh gosh.
baby? Don't-
Yeah, right.
No more.
All right, Eric.
Right.
So what are we talking about?
The specs that possibly have leaked from Zubitech, with Zubitech being the
Well,
tweeter.
Zubitech's technically not
I
the
know.
source.
Well, they tweeted this out. I don't know where
Yeah.
they got it from, but
So I'll tell you the history here. This actually came from some people on Family Boards, but again, Family Boards is on lockdown, so we can't go look at the originating post. It's just unfortunate. That being said, the top part is nothing new. That's been out there since like the NVIDIA hack in 2022. The new stuff are the power profiles.
Ooh.
So Eric, why don't you read over those power profiles?
Yeah. In handheld mode, the CPU runs at 1100 megahertz. GPU runs at 561 megahertz. 1.72 teraflops at peak. The RAM runs at 2100 megahertz. 68.26 gigabits peak bandwidth. In docked, we jump up with the CPU. We jumped up to.
You actually jumped down.
We jumped down. Oh, yeah, good call. I can't read. To 998.4 megahertz. GPU to 1000 megahertz, basically, and 3.09 teraflops at peak. And then the RAM at 3200 megahertz, 102.4 gigs peak bandwidth. Good Lord, I can't read today.
Yes. The big things to take away are basically that for some reason the CPU is supposedly clocked lower in dot mode, which literally makes no sense.
Unless they flipped the
I don't know. And
numbers.
then the T flops 1.72 and 3.09, which people have been not happy with because the way NVIDIA stuff works, you can kind of half the T flops for performance purposes. But that's not really how this all works. The problem with the specs is that you can't directly compare this to anything that's out there. Any of the handhelds, none of them are using NVIDIA and ARM tech. You can't compare it to PS5 or Xbox Series S or even PS4 directly because none of them are using the same technology from the same companies. It's a really hard to compare thing when we haven't seen games. But we have heard things like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Nate the Hate said it's coming over. That's a PS5 exclusive game. That's not even made for PS4. It's on PS5. So it's current gen only, and that is somehow going to be able to run, supposedly, no, a lot of doubt with Nate the Hate right now, but supposedly going to be running on Switch 2 and releasing in 2026. So I don't know if any of this is real. I have some doubts because some of the numbers don't line up with some of the stuff that leaked from NVIDIA. But I also will say this. Nintendo Switch has like 5 power profiles. Like 5 of them. This is only 2. I imagine there'll be more than just these 2. So I kind of feel like we're just kind of getting a sort of cross section of some of what Switch 2 can do, but not really everything. And none of this is considered anything with DLSS or any of that other stuff, any of the advanced techniques and stuff that are available. So what I do know is the rumored games coming seem to all be high-end AAA games. We know we're going to be getting Call of Duty for 10 years. So I don't really have a lot of thoughts on this until I see games. I need to see games. I need to see what they look like, what they run like. Are we getting 60 FPS in Call of Duty? That kind of stuff. If we're getting 60 FPS in Call of Duty and it looks really good, I don't think we're going to care what the specs are. But what do you guys feel? These numbers, by the way, raw data-wise, are 8 times as powerful as the current Switch. Just to put that in perspective. So is this enough? What do you guys think? Let's start with Andrew. Do you think this is enough?
I feel like that's all subjective. For me personally, it is. Admittedly, I'm the guy that when it says what are the minimum requirements, I just get the minimum requirements, like for PC or whatever it may be. And unless I have to make a video on it, then I go for the higher end. But yeah, like I'm kind of with you also. Like we gotta see how the games run. But overall, like even if it wasn't this powerful, if it was just a little under, like it's more than I was expecting a year ago for sure. I wasn't expecting as big of a jump. I thought it was gonna be a smaller jump. But yeah, pretty simple opinion, but that's mine.
Okay. Eric.
Yeah.
Do you think that's good enough?
I mean, I don't really know a whole lot about hardware.
It ain't no
stuff, and
4080, buddy.
I mean, there's that.
That's what we have in our computer, 4080
yeah.
Supers.
I mean, as long as the games run, that's all I really care. I mean,
There's also weird things on that spec sheet.
I mean,
It says that it's a 20 series, but then it says it's based on Ampere, and Ampere is a 30 series.
yeah.
So like, there's already some weird.
Oh,
This is why like I don't really like not. I feel like there could be some truth to some of the clock speeds because that's one of the things we didn't know. But I also feel like when you see CPU clocks go down a little bit in docked mode when there's additional power and cooling,
I think it might just also be that they possibly flipped it when they typed it out.
I don't know because I can't. That's the problem. I can't double check the numbers because Family Boards is on lockdown, which is totally their prerogative. They're getting. You guys think Twitter and Reset Era and Reddit and these live streams that all of us have been doing are getting slammed with viewers? Dude, Family Boards at one point was peaking at over 2 million viewers on their website. They couldn't even handle the traffic. So people are excited for Switch 2. Let's just say that. And especially with these spec leaks out there and them being the source for it. So again, I feel like the people that are most upset about this seem to be console warriors. They're the ones trying to like pick fights with Nintendo. Like, this ain't good enough. You waited 8 years for that, and this is 5-year-old. One, we already knew that it was like 4 or 5-year-old stuff. That's not news. That we knew that in 2022. But it wasn't obviously 5 years old in 2022. But the point is that like it's all about the games and is it good enough for the current games? And I feel like people forget that like the stuff that PS5 is running on is based on like 2018, 2019 technology. And so the stuff that this is based on is technically slightly newer. So a lot of it is going to be, I do believe, and I believe this the whole time, because some indie devs have kind of indicated there's something with the DLSS that hasn't leaked out yet that makes a huge difference with performance and upscaling. That's different than the known DLSS we have on our GPUs on our computers. And I don't know what that is. I don't know what the difference is. I'm assuming they have made a completely custom version of DLSS just for this bespoke hardware, because the thing with DLSS right now is it's got to cover all the graphics cards. Like DLSS 4.0 has to go all the way back and cover all these different generations of GPUs. Well, for Switch 2, they ain't swapping GPUs here. So they can do like a fully custom version for it. So I do think that there might be a little bit of magic with that that's going to make Switch 2 kind of punch above what the numbers say it should do. And I think that's kind of the silver bullet here for Nintendo is, yeah, on paper, maybe it don't look so great, but just play it. Just trust me, play it. Play the games. And the games will be exactly what you want them to be. Now, if you're hoping for it to be native 4K, 120 FPS, I mean, come on. PS5 Pro is even like struggling to do anything like that. So we have to be realistic here. You know, they're targeting 1080p in handheld. Let's be realistic here. Will there be some games that hit 4K upscaling? Sure. Are all games going to do that? Probably not. Some might target 1440p. Find a middle ground. That being said, honestly, as long as it wasn't coming at me with 1 teraflop and 2 teraflops, I was good. Even though teraflops are a terrible way to measure performance. Digital Foundry did a whole video on it. They did a whole video on how terrible teraflops is to measure performance.
Dude, I see what you did there. That's pretty good. Maybe that's why they call them teraflops.
Yeah, buddy.
No one likes it floppy. You got to get some tera bricks, baby.
Yeah, Jake, what are you thinking about this power? After all, you're the PS5 guy.
Dude, this is like the thing with every Nintendo console. People are like, oh, it's underpowered. And it's like, yeah, but we know how to use it. And we have Mario and Zelda, like, and Pokemon. Who cares? This is a nothing burger.
It's 100 mil. That's whatever.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it at all. And with DLSS, like I know you guys talked about it a little bit earlier, but that's an absolute game changer.
Yeah. And it's something the other platforms don't have. They have PSSR, which is nice, but only on PS5 Pro, which is very weird because FSR 1.0 is being used on Switch right now. Weird.
Yeah.
Weird. It's AMD, but being used on an NVIDIA device. Well, there's 2 platforms more powerful with AMD that aren't using something available to AMD. I don't get it, but hey.
A massive dick.
Yeah.
Buddy.
Yeah. There you go.
Or a miniature.
The 2 inches on the table.
What massive?
No, that's what AMD stands for.
2.25 inches.
That's the problem with AMD. Too big.
Exactly. Way too much.
All right, Thunderstash. What are we thinking on this power? Do you think it's good enough to get those third-party support for the long haul?
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. That's why we already know about all these third-party developers being excited for Switch 2, and that's why we already have news of all of them being on board, even more so than they were for Switch 1. And that's why the developers that sat out for Switch 1 have already been on the record saying that they'll be there for Switch 2. And again, like what Jake mentioned, look, let me tell you, I think it's interesting because the last time I recall really looking at the hardware specs of a Nintendo console was the GameCube. That was a long time ago, guys. That was 2001 that it came out. Nintendo has put zero kind of focus and emphasis on specs after the GameCube. Because the GameCube, remember, that was powerful. It was more powerful than the other consoles. It was
more powerful than the Wii.
Yeah. So, yeah, and the Wii, of course, the Wii was just, they were implementing different technology there, and they didn't do anything really, like you said, with the graphics card or anything like that. But Nintendo's not known for having extremely powerful consoles. We all know that. That's nothing new here. This is no surprise. As far as the numbers are concerned, looking at the spec sheet again, if this is what it is, I think this looks great. And again, I implore everyone to please do some research on DLSS because I think people hear it, but they don't understand it. I think they hear it and they're like, yeah, that sounds great, but, I don't really know what that means. Well, you should go find out. Get on YouTube. Check it out. Again, there's so many videos that explain it very well. And you can visually see it too, right? They put really good side-by-side comparisons showing what it looks like without DLSS and what it does. And they have frame rate counters on the video So it'll show you that it went from 30 frames per second to 80 frames. I mean, I've seen massive, massive jumps. So again, if the Switch 2 has DLSS 3.5 or a version of it, dude, we're gonna be fine. And again, you would be as confident as I am if you went on YouTube and did some research on this. You'd see, you'd be like, holy shit, this is crazy. This is like magic. And then it would probably make more sense to you, like when I mentioned something like I did on the podcast a few times about the Switch code name being, OZ. Like I really do believe it's Oz. It's not ounce, it's Oz. That's the whole meaning, is because this shit is magic. The DLSS is
Keep
magic.
standing by the Oz. No matter how many times Nintendo puts ounce spelled out.
No, maybe we'll hear about it one day, but again, like the DLSS, what you guys see here is complete magic. And even if you look at all the recent news about DLSS 4, there's literally video headlines that say the same exact thing, that it's hard to believe because this is like magic when you turn it on. So again, all these numbers look great. And I'm also factoring in the DLSS. With the DLSS, it's fine, man. And again, it's all about the games. If we look at Switch 1 and some of the ports we got, and then if you look at the first party games we got and how great they look, it's fine. It's fine. And again, I have other video game consoles. Jake, you got a PS5. Nate, you got a PS5 or you just Xbox?
Xbox right now. I had a PS5. May pick up the Pro later this year.
There you go. What do you got, Andrew?
I got my first PlayStation last year, the PS5.
Are you liking it?
Yeah, I like it a lot. Well, and I also have like a huge back catalog of games. That's great. So
yeah, totally. Yeah, and right there, like I got the Switch, obviously, but I got the PS5 and I got the Xbox. And so, hey, look, I've said this on Twitter a bunch of times. I've said it when I'm replying to comments, my YouTube videos. If the Switch 2 can't run certain games, then it can't run certain games. And I'll play it on another console. It's as simple as that. I will not lose any sleep over any of this stuff. If it can run on Switch 2, great. More Nintendo fans can enjoy games for the Nintendo fans that only play Nintendo games, that only have a Nintendo console. That's all it really amounts to, right? Like, I'm not a shareholder with any of these developers. I don't care. I'm going to play the games regardless. So that's where I stand. Like these specs, they look good. Again, I like the 12 gigs on the RAM. I've said that before, though. If you want to see what the NVIDIA graphics card looks like, again, you can put this into YouTube. I was watching some videos on it on the 2000 series. I have a 3000 series on both my desktop and my laptop. But I was looking at some videos of how games that that you've seen before run on a 2000 series graphics card without DLSS and with DLSS. So I was literally able to see probably a really, really good idea of how it's going to run on Switch 2. And again, games were going from 40 to 50 frames per second, and then you turn on DLSS and we're up to like 75, 80. And that's not even on DLSS 3.5. That was on like DLSS 2. So just, again, check it out. You'll probably feel a lot better about everything once you check out the DLSS stuff.
All right. Yeah. I mean, honestly, DLSS, I think, is that big unknown. And here's the thing. When it comes to these specs, Nintendo's never going to talk about them. Nintendo hasn't talked specs since GameCube days, right? Yep. So they're not going to tell you what the frequencies are, or how much the RAM is, or any of that. So they might tell you how much storage is there, just because they got to have it in their Q&A on their website and stuff like that. But they're not going to go into deep details on this. So you're going to get the details from developers, from the back end of the dev area, from just developers telling us, and people just literally hacking their switches and checking it all out and seeing all the different power profiles. So we're going to have the information. It just won't come from Nintendo. So whether this is accurate or not, I don't know. But I have full confidence that most consumers, I'm not talking about you hardcore. I get it. I'm a hardcore. I love PC gaming. I'll probably be able to tell when DLSS is being used and when it's not. However, I think the games for the majority of consumers are going to look so good and play so well. No one's going to care what's going on under the hood. They might care a little bit about the battery life being hit. I don't know, but I don't think they're going to care overall. I think it's one of those to be determined. But what we're hearing about the games that are coming, even on low settings on PC, some of these games look fucking great.
Yeah.
So I think things will be all right. But again, these are unconfirmed reports because we can't even check out who posted them because Family Boards is on lockdown, and some of the numbers don't even make sense compared to what was leaked. So we'll just leave it at that. But at least it's the first time we've heard anything about clock speeds. We'll probably hear a lot more after Switch 2 is revealed and the third-party games start to get revealed. Like Paul Gale Network said, full trailer for one coming here, maybe tomorrow and or Friday. All right, let's get to the Q&A section. Remember, guys, you guys can submit super chats to get your Q&A questions in. We got a bunch queued up here. This is just a funny one. Demona Brawler, watch Nintendo drop their announcement tweet at 1:59 a.m. to throw us all off. That fits into Japan time. Or they could just not and just shadow drop it like they did their last two hardware announcements. Chris Howell, do you think pre-orders at GameStop or Best Buy will start tomorrow after the announcement? Let's say there is an announcement tomorrow, guys. Do you think pre-orders begin tomorrow? Jake, let's go to you on this one. You're the pre-order maestro.
Yeah, I think it's like a almost no chance. They will. I mean, to your point, they're not showing off the games and stuff. This isn't the big blowout, right? This is the hardware thing, like what when the PS5 did that. It was like a year build up, like to the PS5, like showing their thing and having the pre-orders. I mean, it's not going to be like that, but I really strongly think they're going to announce pre-order information ahead of time. And I think Nintendo really, really cares about actual gamers getting these consoles and not scalpers, because some of the companies are like, oh, if we sell the consoles, like who cares either way? We've sold our consoles. But Nintendo really cares about selling software. And when scalpers buy them and they're sitting in piles, they're not selling software. So I think we've seen them. It's been hit or miss the last couple of years with stuff like the Xenoblade, like collector's editions and stuff like that. But they're getting better at using their websites. And so are all the major retailers where we're going to be buying them here in America, like Target, Walmart, and all that stuff. So I'm pretty sure they're going to be announced ahead of time. I think Sony was really unhappy when pre-orders kind of just started going crazy. And I think Nintendo is a company that really hates when stuff happens like that too. I think with Kit and Krista saying how upset they are about the leaks and all that stuff. So I think Nintendo has probably told all these companies. I'm sure Nintendo's lawyers contacted these companies' lawyers and was like, listen, pre-orders going on this day. They're not going a day before. They're not going when we put the trailer up. They're going this day. And I'm sure because of that we'll get advance notice. So I don't think you have to worry about it happening tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else got any thoughts?
Are we even expecting them to reveal a price tomorrow?
I would say price probably.
Maybe.
You didn't get it for Switch 1, right? And past doesn't mean future automatically. But.
I mean, this is the thing. Like, if it's revealed tomorrow, are they going to do things like give a price and release date? I don't know. They could. Now, we knew about Switch's release date before they even revealed it, right? They told us in April of 2016. We didn't know the price. I can't remember when we knew the price. I don't know. Well, it wasn't the reveal trailer, was it? Didn't we not know until January? I don't know. Maybe
that's what I think. I know it wasn't in the trailer, but I don't know if they announced it somewhere else.
Yeah.
Via other media.
Yeah, I don't think price will be there. They could have a release date with no price. I could see that. So it kind of stops the speculation on when it's coming. We're just going to tell you when it's coming. Even if it's like June, like just announce it now and just get that out of the way. And then they could just say pre-order information coming later in like a email blast or whatever. Because I kind of agree with Jake that I do think, Nintendo obviously isn't worried about selling out day one because even Wii U sold out day one. So like everyone sells out day one with new tech.
Even Xbox.
Yeah, even Xbox did. Yeah. So like you gotta worry more about like the consistent sales over time and keeping customers happy, making them feel like they don't have to scalp a system. And I know Nintendo said, "Hey, our answer to that is just to make a shit ton of systems," and that's fine, right? Flood the market with systems. It's a high risk move if there's not high demand, because it can backfire. But they see the hype. They presume there's going to be super high demand.
Well, you know what makes me a little nervous about that, about flooding the systems?
Yeah.
Is that means the easiest time to buy the Switch 2 for the first year is going to be in that pre-order window.
Yeah, it's going to be pre-orders.
And then those are all gone, and they're not going to be able to build that much of a surplus again for years.
It depends if they put it all out
after that. The first one's going to be huge.
It depends if they put it out all pre-orders or if they just put some of it for pre-order and the rest for restocks for a month. I have no idea. I don't know what their plan is.
Yeah.
That's the thing. We don't really know. But what I do know is I do think Nintendo's going to give us a warning ahead of time. You're going to have some retailers jump the gun. Be wary of those. Those are the ones that might get your first cancellations because they don't even know how many units they're going to get. Mm-hmm. So if they start taking pre-orders before they even know, that's not good. That's definitely not good because they're guarantee you, like if Amazon starts taking pre-orders tomorrow, they'll have like 18,000 pre-orders and they might only get like 1,000.
Amazon doesn't ever go first anymore.
No.
Yeah, I think they've learned their lesson. They've had to cancel a lot of orders to piss off a lot of people. Best Buy still cancels orders at times. So like you gotta be vigilant.
The PS5 launch, the original, the first retailer that broke street date was Walmart.
Yeah, Walmart.
Sony actually announced the pre-order date, and Walmart went 24 hours before.
That's where I got mine. That's where I got my pre-order, and it was chaos. I've never refreshed a page so many times at checkout.
So, if you guys are interested in pre-orders, make sure you're following Jake Randall. He will have all the info, all the videos, all the streams, trying to help all of us legitimately get it and beat the scalpers because scalpers are going to go hard too. They're going to try to keep this thing sold out for as long as they can to drive prices high in the secondhand market. And Jake's going to try to make sure you ain't got to worry about that shit.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
Seriously, tune in for that. I tuned in for your PS5 Pro videos, your live streams, and I got to say they were highly entertaining.
Thank you.
And you did help a lot of people, and it was just it was good vibes. It was very good vibes. I had a good time.
Man. I appreciate that a lot.
That's cool. I got my Xbox because of you.
He likes to finger blast people. I mean,
really?
Yeah. Finger guns, finger blast.
Finger blast.
Hello.
Finger guns. My bad.
That's my thing. It's super cringe. Anytime there's a successful restock or pre-order, we have a little hype sesh, and I do finger guns for 3 minutes.
Yeah, that was entertaining. I am going to say for my prediction on this, I don't think we'll get pre-orders.
Yeah.
Tomorrow only because they need to show games, and I think the console pre-order will happen at the same time that obviously the games are up for pre-order. They want you to go to the website once and pick up everything that you want to get on pre-order. They don't want you to piecemeal it. And so I think we'll get it all at once, and that'll be hopefully at the end of February or early March from what we've heard. We'll see though.
Prepare for those GameStop bundles, baby.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
It's going to be $1,000 GameStop bundle with like 8 controllers. No, it won't be 8 controllers. It'll be a bunch of shit you don't want.
Yeah, and they'll find a way to give you some Mad Cats or Pelican controllers.
They'll say a value of an $80 case, but you go on Walmart and it's $20.
Yeah, right.
Anyways, welcome to the way the world works. Could we say 10 a.m. Eastern as a possible reveal? Look, 8 to 9 a.m. Central Time, so that hits in that 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Time. That is a traditional time Nintendo's like done directs and other trailer drops because it hits on a time zone that works in Japan and the US and the UK. But also they've done things later in the day too. So like there's no certainty to any of this in terms of timing. The only thing I'm certain of is tomorrow. Nobody knows the time. If we knew a time, if Nate the Hate knew a time, it would already be out there. So let's see here. So we're done with that one. Let's see here. Chop Nintendo coming in for $2.
Chop.
Yeah,
It would be hilarious if this was all a giant ruse and Nintendo told all the developers it's tomorrow.
Oh, I've been thinking that. Yeah.
I have too. I thought about that earlier today.
Just told every single developer.
No. They didn't tell every single developer. They told every single developer a different day, and they wanted to see. So that each date is tied to a specific developer.
Oh,
so
sure.
Whatever date got out.
Yeah,
know
same date, multiple continents. So what are we talking about? EA, Ubisoft, Square Enix? Are you all fucked? You all leaking?
They gave those dates to the ones that they were suspicious of.
That's why. Yeah. Again, EA, Ubisoft, Square Enix. Anyways, let's go in here.
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft. We're bricked up. Are you guys excited for the RTX 5090? Well, I'm not spending $2,000, so I don't know how excited I can get. Hey, you want to send me a review on NVIDIA, even though I'm a Nintendo channel? I'll take it.
Hell yeah.
I will promise that I will post opinions on Twitter.
Sold.
Is anyone here planning to get a 5090? Like, I'm not spending $2,000. This is just not happening.
No need for it. But I'll be interested to see the videos that people put out on YouTube, and
sure,
and I'll be interested to like learn about it just from being a fan of technology, like I'm sure all of us are. But zero interest in buying one. Yeah,
there's some new thing with the display port only on the 5090 that's really cool. It's supporting a new display port standard. I think that's why Linus from Linus Tech Tips is going to buy one. But even then, it's like, still, dude, I can't justify that kind of money, man.
Dude, honestly, the thing I get most excited about when new graphics cards come out now is like the ones that are like one generation or even 2 generations behind get even cheaper. And that's like what I would go for.
There you go. Super chat come in from DBZ2L24 says, told you Nintendo is a cat and they don't care about what you say. Is this like one of those things where cats just do what they want?
Yeah, pretty much.
I get it.
It's my favorite and least favorite thing about them.
Yeah. Yep.
Don't give a shit. Let me see here. Gamebiter says, I'm still sticking to my original prediction. Nintendo will miss their deadline by a single day just to drop it on April Fool's Day and troll us all. So you're talking about like the arbitrary March 31st deadline. You're thinking they're just going to be like, oh, just kidding, April 1st, just to piss you guys off.
Just kidding.
I don't think there's any chance it's outside of March for a reveal. I mean, I'm obviously pretty sure it's tomorrow. There's no way Nintendo's going to miss their own deadline. They don't have anything. Look, we don't have dates for ZA. We don't have dates for Prime 4. And the only other game that has a date is Xenoblade Chronicles X, which is in March. Like they got to show it by the end of March. Bare minimum. Let's see here. KC wants to know, does anyone here have the same info as Nate? Me? I'm assuming me. I don't have the same info Nate the Hate has, besides tomorrow. I don't know about the same games that he knows. I know about different games. I'll say this about it being revealed this week. I did share it with the podcast crew from someone. Can't say any more than that. But Thunder
share shit with me, buddy.
You're not part of the podcast crew anymore, buddy.
What the hell?
And Andrew wasn't here when that information got shared. So
I was gonna say, I was like, I think I'll have to ask off stream because I don't want to be like, I didn't get it.
No. I know Thunderstash.
Yeah, we'll review this.
One person.
We'll review this shortly.
Jake's like, I got it. Hey, I'm slipping back in. Let me get in there. Wink Demand said, maybe they'll make an announcement at 9 p.m. Japan time, which is 6 a.m. your time tomorrow, and then drop the trailer at 9 a.m. 6 p.m. for you. That is something that is possible. Of course, they could announce, like, drop a tweet in the morning that it's going to be later in the day. I think Nintendo did that one time ever, but I can't remember when it was. I seem to remember one direct or one something was announced in the morning that happened in the evening.
That's what I was going to ask. Are they going to be like, tune in later today?
Yeah.
Like as their first
that would be, yeah. And for Japan, it would just be tuning in tomorrow because it'd be a new day for them. I did think about that because I swear Nintendo did it one time, but like, dude, they tweet so fucking much. Trying to figure out when that was over the last 15 years. Sorry, if someone else wants to do that research, I ain't got the time. But yeah, I swore they did
I don't
that.
really feel like doing that research.
Yeah, I don't think that's what they're gonna do. I think it's more likely a shadow drop, but it would be cool if they give us a whole day of hype.
Nate was tweeting at the beginning of our show about shadow drops and stuff.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like if people were talking about how he brought up shadow drops, and then everyone was saying like, "Hey, you're moving the goalposts." He's like, "What are you talking about?"
Oh, you did. I think you did mention that. Yeah.
He's like, "What are you talking about moving the goalposts?" All I said is it's revealed on the 16th. That's not moving the goalposts.
No.
Yeah, and he posts like someone's like, "You're about to be in trouble," and he like posted the picture of like someone just being like,
"Yeah, he's just like fucking
relaxing."
chilling. Yeah, he's just chilling. And PH Brazil posted the same thing on Twitter that he's just chilling. Like, dude, everyone's just chilling. Oh, by the way, there was a funny thing by Jeff Grubb over on Blue Sky.
Okay.
So he posted that kids in this McDonald's play place are talking mad shit about Nate the Hate. I called them stupid sacks of shit and told them it's not even Thursday. And then he went on Reset Era and said it's still being revealed tomorrow. So he's standing by it. It's funny. Dude, everyone who said tomorrow is standing by it. Like, it's pretty cool. We have one possible leak.
That's the thing. Like, if it was just an educated guess, right? If you like admit that you're wrong ahead of time, there's still a chance that you could be right. So you should be doubling down. And then you can really be like, what?
Well, Nintendo changed plans the day of.
I hate that excuse so much.
Never the day of. The plans don't change the day of unless there's literally...
Yeah. If you said they're for sure doing it at like 11 o'clock at night the night before, they didn't see your tweet and change their plans.
Yeah. So again, I'm very confident for tomorrow. I'll be streaming because of it. So, all right. So speaking of the stream that I'll be doing, Jake's going to be doing one as well, by the way. He's going to be trying to stream and get the hype going.
No, it's okay. You don't need a shout out on my stream.
Don't need a shout out your stream.
You guys can come in my stream if his stream's not started yet, but then you gotta leave. I don't want to take his viewers. You gotta come back.
A BRB break for like an hour. Get the fuck off my stream. No,
yeah. I'll be your pre-show, but that's it.
All right. If you're streaming tomorrow, then I'll keep tuned in throughout the day. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna be streaming for however long I need to. Hopefully, I don't have to stream for very long. Maybe it'll just be in the morning, but we'll see what happens. I technically can't stream all day long. My kids eventually get home from school and stuff, but I still get like a 6, 7, 8 hour window there. So we'll see what happens. Let's see here. This one comes in from Elfin Elfair, the legendary otaku. Nintendo dropping the Fire Emblem Heroes trailer before Switch 2. Love you, Nintendo Pod. Switch 2 hype. Oh my god, Fire Emblem Heroes. Jeez. Bass Brigade. Dear haters, there are 14 billion other YouTube videos. Why are you here? Dude, haters love to hate.
They do.
And you know what? Those haters helped us set records tonight. I'll talk about that at the end.
It's almost always good to have haters.
Yeah, if you have haters, if you don't have haters, you're not doing things right. I don't think. EV Digga, no reveals tomorrow. Nintendo will not let leakers win. They will take this opportunity to show everyone to stop trying to control the narrative. That's a thought. It's a thought. We'll see. Let's see if he has some questions. What about, here we go. What about Kingdom Hearts 4? What do you guys think? Do you guys think we're getting Kingdom Hearts 4? Switch 2?
I said no earlier.
Yeah.
Cloud version.
Cloud version?
Cloud version.
You think the cloud version?
I think it's likely.
I think it's likely too. But then again, I can say that for every third-party game because I also think GTA 6 is going to come. So I mean,
wow, Nate just added his source.
Oh shit! Guy from Rockstar.
Son of a.
When's your contract end, buddy?
Yeah.
You might want to go get a new job quick.
Yeah.
Contract employees. See,
So now we know his source isn't Rockstar or Square Enix. We're making progress.
Fallout has. God damn it, Jake. Fallout has. You know how hard it is to be a YouTuber when you know shit you can't talk about, and it really limits what you can talk about. It fucking sucks. Anyways,
that's why it's fun to tease you.
I'll help you out. There you go.
Oh, I was leaking all the games.
Yeah, right.
Fallout as came over yet due to in-game mods. I mean, they could just let you not have mods and bring it over. I mean,
Yeah.
that would suck.
Yeah,
But I mean, the game existed without mods originally.
I mean, like we got
I do
Skyrim.
Fallout 76, I think, could
Yeah.
make sense. That one can make a lot of sense. But we'll see. Who knows? I mean, maybe I know. Could be DLSS4 be a result of NVIDIA and Nintendo R&D. Well, whatever they're using would have been done together, because Nintendo would want to fully understand it for their own development purposes. So I mean, sure. I think what we heard from the rumors is that NVIDIA had a dedicated team for the chip, and they worked with Nintendo R&D for it. So I don't know. What to
Also,
tell you.
because it's supposed to be retroactive
Yeah.
with their other series, which would lend more credence as to why the Switch 2 is going to be running possibly a 2000 series, because the DLSS 4 would be retroactive with that.
I also feel like it's possible. I don't know for sure, but what if DLSS 4 was the reason the system was quote unquote delayed?
Yeah. I mean, and if it is, I will say, I think as much as I want it, yesterday, I think that would be an excellent reason to delay it if it's for DLSS 4. If DLSS 4 is in Switch 2, oh my God, that's going to be insane. And again, watch some videos on it. It's magic.
So this next one, I can't find any fault with this statement. Demonic Brawler. Bring back
shit.
NFL Blitz and NBA Jam.
Yep.
I've been saying this for decades.
MLB Slugfest too.
Slugfest 2, NHL hits. Bring it
Yep.
on.
Let's
All
go.
of it.
Yep.
Dude, you know what I really want though, more than NFL Blitz is NFL 2K.
It's so good.
Yes.
That was the best.
It was.
EA Sports saw that they were losing players to 2K. They saw how good it was.
I loved both.
And,
I
that's when
played
they
both
tried to
every
wrap
year.
it up. They wrapped up the license.
Yeah, NFL 2K5 and Madden 20 or Madden, it was Madden 25 or whatever it was. No, it wasn't. It was Madden 2005.
Yeah.
Both were really good. Both were really good, but for different reasons. But NFL 2K5 was $20.
Yeah.
It had halftime shows, and it had animations that didn't exist in Madden.
Dude, and you could like
So good.
randomly play like different celebrities in games.
Yeah.
Like the dude from Malibu's Most Wanted.
Yep.
And they would have like a little face cam in the bottom, and it would be like you're like acting
you're
with like
playing
face
against on a
stuff, like, they're
stream or
interacting with
whatever,
you.
Yeah.
Like if you had a great play, they would get mad, or if like he scored on you, he would like talk trash. It was awesome, dude.
Dude, it'd be sweet if they still had that today, because like
Yes.
one of the most famous Madden shooters right now is fucking Snoop Dogg, and how pissed he fucking gets when he loses in Madden. It's hilarious. That'd be great to just have him roll up with a fat fucking blunt. Then he gets mad and throws the Xbox controller. That'd be hilarious.
Jesus.
I will say I have the
He does if you watch his streams. It's so funny.
it is
He's got like a
funny.
pile of Xbox controllers that are like a graveyard from all the ones he's broken.
to say I have the NFL Blitz and NBA Jam arcade game at my house. I'm a huge fan, and as you guys know,
Just
I'm
hey,
a,
you know what?
I'm a
No
two-time
bragging, please.
NBA
bragging.
Jam champion.
No bragging.
I want to see them back really badly. I don't know why those aren't being brought back. The last person to have those rights was EA. EA had the NBA Jam on Fire for the PS3 and 360. It's actually an excellent game, but man, it's been a long time since we had anything there. I don't know if those are ever coming back. We need to get Mark Turmel on the phone over at Midway.
So this next one has me a little concerned, but maybe if you do it just right, we're okay. Prime ASMR says if it's not revealed tomorrow, he's cutting off his pickle. Now I feel like you got to leave a little back, a little stub, a little something.
At
Dude,
least
if it's not revealed tomorrow, my pickle is going to be my main source of dealing with my disappointment. You're going to be needing that. I need a distraction, bud.
Please do not self-harm for any reason.
Right, that too. For sure.
Just gonna leave it at that.
Dude, I've jerked it 3 times on this podcast.
That guy does funny ones. All right. Speaking of pickles, this is
I have to go.
Is 1.5 inch enough?
It is. It's not more than 2 inches is more than enough. 1.5 inches will get the job done.
There you
Especially, I've heard from a friend. You like dip it in some milk, let it dry. Kind of creates a little layer. You're a little thicker, a little bit longer. Makes a difference.
So it's like
I just hope you don't have a strong sense of smell.
Like having cookies and milk, guys. It's like having cookies and milk. You know how they get fatter? Anyways. Taker 610. Thundersash is going to slowly morph into actor Sam Elliott over the next 20 years or so. I'm buying Doom, Dark Ages, and Halo Masters of the Chief Collection day one.
Yeah, that's compliments. Sam Elliott's the legend.
Sam Elliott's the man. One of my favorite movies of all time is Tombstone. So you're speaking my language, man. Thank you. Appreciate that compliment. And I actually have a gray. I don't know if you guys can see.
Oh, shit.
You see that?
Oh.
One big one right there.
Oh, no. You gotta pluck that
So
shit.
no, I'm not. No, I'm not, because
Doesn't pluck
once
that
it goes
glorious
all
mane.
gray, then I'm that much closer to Sam Elliott mustache.
There we go.
Yeah.
There you go. He's going for the Sam Elliott look. Got it. All right. See, Majora Jeff. Sorry, I can get that right. Zelda.
Instead of your
Ocarina
chat,
of Time
damn, my
HD.
super chat got skipped as
What?
you're reading it.
That's kind of funny. Your super chat did not get skipped. Here it is. So Zelda Ocarina of Time HD, when? You guys think we're getting it? And when is it happening?
I played it last week.
Well, let's talk about the PC unofficial port.
Yeah, it's badass. It's
Okay,
amazing.
Switch 2 launch title. Let's go.
Launch title. There we go.
But for Switch, I think when the movie comes out, I think that would line up really, really well. Otherwise, maybe for the 30th anniversary of The Legend of Zelda, which that would be 2026. So I think either there or launch it around the movie.
30th anniversary of Zelda. What?
Original Zelda came out in 86.
Well, yeah. It'd be the 40th.
Oh, yeah. That's what I meant.
I was like, if we already the 30th and the 35th.
That's what I meant.
So I was just like, wait a second. Am I going back in time? I'll go back in time. That's cool. I'll shave some ages off.
Yeah, no, I forget that I'm
We'll
turning
top 10
40
off.
this year, even though I
Top
talk
10
about
off.
it a lot.
Top 10 off.
Already getting old.
Andrew, what do you think?
I definitely think it's when, not if. But man, I don't know when all these Zelda games are releasing. I'm very confused. So
I'm gonna say it's gonna release around the time the Zelda movie does, which I think is gonna be 2027. So, just
be cool.
Shot in the dark,
Yeah.
guess.
It's not a bad guess.
Oh, let's see here. Jake, you want to talk? It is Ocarina of Time. Are you ready to destroy me again?
Damn, you're never going to let that go, huh?
My chat brings it up every stream.
That's awesome. I love your chat. I mean, I said switch to the launch title, but honestly, I hope it doesn't. I hope they don't remaster it. I hope they remake it at some point.
From the ground up remake is what I would
Yeah, and because like you said, like I personally, I think I'm in the minority here. I think this is an unpopular opinion, but I do not care about any kind of remasters at all because I can emulate anything. I could play any single Nintendo game that's ever been made, whether it's on Switch or not. So if they announce something coming to Switch, I don't care. But if they remake it from the ground up and it's like it's different, then I care. So that's what I really hope for because I love that game.
Understandable. All right, here we go. This comes from Majora Jeff as well. Also, rip Xbox fans. Their platform is not looking so good. Can't wait for them to hate on the Switch too. You guys think Xbox fans are going to be like mad at Switch 2 exists?
That'd be a waste of time.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I want Xbox to succeed, we need competition. We always need competition. If we go down to 2 console manufacturers, that's obviously less competition, and that means that it's less options, and they're able to raise prices more if they want to. They have more control over the market. We need more players. So I think that as Nintendo fans or as gamers in general, nobody wants this. So I would hope that sentiment would be reciprocated and that they wouldn't have like ill feelings towards, a group of gamers. It's like, come on, bro. Like, just go buy a different console or don't play video games anymore. I don't know. It's up to you.
Yeah, I don't think Xbox fans are really going to care. Like, they're more mad about games going third party than anything that is any platform's fault. I know they still get shit on by PlayStation fans, but like PlayStation fans shit on everyone, but so does Nintendo fans. Like, it's kind of a universal. And to be fair, when I say PlayStation, Nintendo, Xbox, we're not talking about like your average fans. Average fans don't give a shit. We're talking about like those special extremists. You guys know, if you've ever been on social media, you've probably ran into them.
They're just loud.
They're very loud. So yeah, there'll be some that'll be really obnoxiously loud, but literally some of like really good friends of mine in even the YouTube space are literally Xbox podcast people. Colt Eastwood, right? Nick from Xbox era, like big Xbox guys, but they love Nintendo as well. So a lot of people love Nintendo as well because they got all those exclusive IPs. Coming in for Blade Nightmare. Will Switch 2 have voice chat, bigger battery, wireless charging, built-in microphone for said chat, custom themes, not just basic black and white? It's a lot of stuff here. Start with voice chat. There is a indicator in the current Switch OS data mining that voice chat and messaging are both going to be in. It's in a data mine. So that I feel pretty confident that Nintendo has finally given us a basic feature that every console has had for the last 20 plus years. So that's good. But what about the rest of this, guys? What are you guys thinking about bigger battery, wireless charging, built-in microphone, custom themes? How are we feeling?
I wish they didn't include any of it.
None of it?
Yeah, no, it's sick. It's awesome.
Let's just say fuck them.
How can you complain?
Simple. Fuck them.
I mean, as long as it doesn't slow down the snappiness, like I really do love how snappy the Switch is. And voice chat, unfortunately, at least for me, as I've grown older and raised my kids,
care less and less about it.
Yeah, I wish I had it 20 years ago, but
yeah. I mean, I use it. I'll tell you guys right now, I use it sparingly in Fortnite when I'm playing with Yulia and her sister. So like that's my fiance and her sister. So like I do use it, but it's very sparing. It's only very like if Eric and I were doing something together online from his house to my house, maybe I'd use it.
Yeah.
But even if I didn't, I'd just grab my phone and do it. Right. So
yeah. Or we'd set up
I think it's a nice to have, and I think for the purpose of me, if I'm streaming a game, it's kind of cool to have fans like jump in the voice chat during the game. Like I think there's uses for it. Like Splatoon would be very useful for voice chat, which it technically has through your app on your phone. For the few dozen people that actually use it. Wireless charging would be great. I don't think it's going to have it. I think just cost cutting measure. They're not going to put a coil in there. It would be nice. I just don't think it's going to do it. Built-in microphone. We've seen it in some of the renders, so I'm going to just say sure. And if it supports voice chat, then it probably has a built-in mic. It's probably not very good, but it's there.
It's going to be to blow up your balloons in Mario Kart 9.
Gonna be. They're gonna be blowing again, just like on the DS and 3D. We're gonna be blowing.
Dude, hell yeah, that's sick.
WarioWare suck and blow. It's happening. Just letting you guys know. God. I don't even want to imagine what they're gonna do with WarioWare because I remember some of the mini games they had with the microphone in the past, and I'm very inappropriate. It's kind of funny. You guys want to see Nintendo get inappropriate? You just gotta play WarioWare games, man. They put some mini games in there that are not appropriate for
honestly
kids.
The best way to play one of them is the through the GBA on Switch Online because you can create save states, so you can literally just win every single time because the games are like 30 seconds. So if you don't win, you just load your save state.
Just reload it. Yeah. So yeah, bigger battery. I hope. I mean, I think it's gonna be at least 5,000 milliamp hours. I know the Switch one was 4310. What that means for battery life? It's a more powerful system. It's going to use more battery. I don't know. Custom themes. I don't give a shit, but I know a lot of people do.
I give a shit.
Yeah, I don't care. I'd like cool things like when you boot the system. Like if it's an anniversary, it'd be cool if there was like a cool boot animation for an anniversary for something. But I don't know.
I just like to like set like a certain aesthetic. It like gets me in the mood. Like if it's the right vibe, you know what I mean? Like color combination. It's literally like it's just a nice to have thing. It is it's never in any way a deal breaker or whatever, but it is something I really appreciate when it's offered.
Stash, what do you think about this stuff? I got to chug up here, by the way. Thank you guys so much for hitting the streak.
Enjoy it. Voice chat.
Welcome, Andrew.
Yeah, you know, the thing is, I don't use it a ton. When I first started streaming, which wasn't too long ago, I was streaming 2K, and I could never do it again. The words that come from the other side could never be on a live stream. It's crazy the shit people talk. Absolutely insane, especially in a game like 2K. Yeah.
Can you give me some examples?
Oh, here we
Yeah. Every racial slur you can think of.
Oh, like what?
Oh, that's not.
Wait, what's the favorite one you've heard?
The favorite one?
Your personal favorite.
Calling me a name that is opposite of my skin color.
Oh.
Constantly. It's the same name I hear on the basketball court when I played ball my whole life.
That's a kind of a compliment.
And I do play really well. But yeah,
I'm removed from this. So I'm gonna mute myself.
But yeah, I really don't play
You guys miss having them on every week, everyone.
Yeah, I really don't
Dude,
play
if I was
2K
like playing
anymore.
basketball and someone called me that, I'd be like, dude, thank you.
Dude, my whole life. But even at the old age I'm at now. But yeah, point is, voice chat, not super interested in it. Just too much negativity in the world. I don't want to hear it. Bigger battery, it would make sense. Wireless charging would be really cool. Custom themes. Again, yeah, I would really like custom themes. I like the 3DS themes. Those are really cool. And I do think it's easy money for Nintendo. And let's again look at PlayStation. The anniversary themes that they put in, amazing. You got the original PlayStation 1 startup if you want it. You can have the PS2 menu.
That sounds more like what Nate was talking about.
What's that?
That sounds more like what Nate was wanting.
Yeah, it's awesome. I would love to see that for Nintendo.
Sure.
Or give us like game themes like you did for 3DS. Just, I think something besides black and white. But again, like Andrew said, I don't want to take away from the snappiness of it. And I don't want them to dedicate, too much memory to the OS so it can be used on the games.
That's true. I'd rather have that than themes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I like having a super light OS because that maximizes the things for all the games. But I also like, I'll say this: there's no reason we can't have full color customization. It doesn't have to just be black and white. Like we should be able to pick colors and tones. That should be no issue.
Yeah, at least give us a color wheel.
Still image backgrounds, that shouldn't be a problem. That takes up like nothing. But I understand if like there's motion effects and stuff, like okay, that's sort of eating up more RAM. But like there's no reason to not have some pretty basic stuff in there. And Nintendo, you can like sell the themes with like your platinum points and stuff, just like you do the icons.
You can market it that way too. The Nintendo Switch 2, it's bigger than black and white.
Oh, jeez. All right. Next
What's
question.
funny about that?
I'm moving on.
Disagree?
I'm moving on. Do you think they will improve the online or will it stay the same? Well, they already launched like new server stuff during the Switch era, so I don't know how much more improvement you expect.
Well, with voice chat integrated and like
voice
direct
chat's already an
messaging,
improvement. Yeah,
there's already going to have to be changes.
Yeah. Thing is, I don't really have an issue with Switches online like today, outside of not being able to message people in the middle of a game because I got to tell them I'm AFK or something. And sounds like they're fixing that. So
I think some games will see a small improvement because some games just need a small improvement. Like Mario Kart, it doesn't affect your overall racing, but like it's just kind of like annoying that people sometimes disappear, pop places in front or behind you. I think that's
Mario Kart
a small upgrade, but can make
technically a Wii U game. So I try to give it like a pass, like they were shoehorning.
Right, totally, and that's why I'm saying it really just needs a small little bump, and if that's it, then
I think
that's
like
great.
just games being modernized, like new versions of games being modernized, will just naturally have better online.
Yeah, and I think games like Smash, you're just not gonna get what you want. Like we're not gonna get rollback.
And other fighting games have the same disconnect issues because they're peer to peer. So like
for sure,
Smash
unless the developer does rollback, yeah.
Yeah, Smash is just unique because like you can have like 8-player online, and yeah, that's going to have more issues with disconnects. It's 8 people, not just 2, you know.
I'd like to see the eShop please fixed, because I put that under the online umbrella. Please fix that. Make it a place that is worth spending some time and hanging out. You know, I don't even want to go in the shop. Like if there's something I want, I would much rather just go to the website and find it there.
I go to the website. Sometimes I go to Deku deals.
Yeah, it's too slow.
Find stuff. It's so bad.
It's slow. It's clunky. It's not good at all. And you know, you're blasted right when you come in there with all that what is it? hentai, whatever stuff.
There's no filters. There's no recommendations. There's nothing based on what you play.
What is this crap?
I have no problem with hentai games being on there. Fine. There's a crowd for it. But like those games should be suggested to the people that are buying them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I never see them suggested. Do you see them suggested?
Well, nothing's suggested. That's the problem.
It's because you already have them all, Jake.
Shut up. That was a good one.
There we go. And
you're goddamn right.
Yeah, you don't want to see what's on his monitors right now. Do you think a 10-inch screen for Switch 2 would be good?
8 inches more than you need, but yeah.
How big is the screen on the Portal? Is that 8 or 10?
8.
Yeah.
That's 8? Because those look pretty big.
I think 8 is what's been leaked, and I think that's more than enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, like I don't even like when they do a revision with an OLED later that has a slightly bigger screen, I think that goes to like 8.5.
Hold on, I have my Portal out of the box. I can do a comparison.
Oh, whoa, it's out of the box.
Oh.
Whoa, he finally took it out. This is breaking news. He had big plans for this Portal. He was going to go in all sorts of bathrooms with that thing. Don't ask me what he's doing in there.
Gonna go to 100 different bathrooms, public bathrooms, to test the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, literally that was the plan. Never went down. Doesn't mean
you didn't be able to see.
Oh yeah, yeah. 8 inches is huge.
It is
massive.
Yeah, 6 inches more than enough is what I think about that.
Yeah. So like I think that 8 is totally fine. 10's a little much. I know for some people like Mike Odyssey that are like hard of seeing, the bigger the better. And there'll be mods like there was for Switch where you could like hook it up to a bigger screen and still have it be kind of portable. I know he uses one all the time because of his eyesight. So those will exist, but yeah, I think 10's a little too much. I kind of feel like when we hit 8, you're not going to go much bigger than that. Like I can see an OLED going a little.
I saw a tweet the other day about like the new Lenovo one, and it's just freaking massive. And it's like
I saw that at CES.
Like portable consoles. Like yes, you can take them places, but they're not like handhelds anymore. Like this thing, the GBASP, right? You could just like put it in your pocket. Like you can't. You could maybe kind of do it with stuff like the Switch Lite, but like you can't do that anymore.
Look, portable. Okay, look, I brought a 32-inch monitor to E3 once. Like, hey, yeah, I could pack anything in a bag.
Right, exactly.
Like, yeah.
But it's not like stick it in your pocket and go.
Well, no, I don't think handhelds are really been in that direction for a while.
Well, this came out in 2024.
Yeah, I know. The Switch 2, there's a chance it still could be pocketable potentially. One, because like my pants, they all have massive fucking pockets. If I take the Joy-Con 2s off, I bet you I could still slide it in my pocket. I bet you it'll still fit. Not that I would suggest you guys do that, but I could do that with Switch OLED, so I think I'll be able to do it with this one.
Did you see the screen from the portables though that were at CES last week? That Jake's talking about? Freaking massive, dude.
Fucking huge.
Yeah, like
And like the entire unit itself, like the Joy-Cons on it are like almost as big as like the Switch Lite screen.
yeah, it's
Obviously, they're
all
not
really
Joy-Cons,
big.
but whatever they call them.
I heard it's really comfortable to hold, but I'm like, that's cool. You know what's also really comfortable? When I grab a mouse and use a laptop with a 27-inch screen. Yeah, that's cool too, but like I'm not looking to bring my whole fucking house with me when I go places.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with the laptop. There's lots of reasons to have those big beefy laptops because people use portable workstations and stuff. I get it, but we're talking about handheld gaming. Like at some point, you got to care about it being handheld. You know, Chris Howell. Imagine an alternative reality where it was Nintendo that made Game Pass and all games came to PC natively. Thoughts? That is an imaginary world that would never exist, which I guess is the point of an alternate reality. But that would require Nintendo to no longer be Nintendo and instead be Microsoft in this alternate reality, which means their console business would completely fail. And they would basically just be a PC company. So I hope they invented Windows in this alternate reality.
But they would have Mario and Fortnite. So
yes,
the
Mario
kids would be happy.
Fortnite, baby. That is true. Yeah, literally, you're just asking Nintendo and Microsoft to swap. Like, obviously, in our reality, the one we live in, that would never happen. Nintendo values their IP too much. But I know a lot of people want it native on PC. And guess what? Well, it might not be native. All Switch games are on PC. Some might call it native. It's not, but it's there. I'm gonna leave that topic alone, though. Nintendo, please don't come after me. Majora Jeff, do you think we will get a new Smash Bros. Game, or will we get a Smash Bros. Ultimate Deluxe with more characters and stages? Quick thought. I personally think it's brand new. Wiping the slate clean, even a new direction, whatever that means. What do you guys think?
I could see it.
Yeah, I definitely lean towards new. Well, don't even lean. Like I'm like 99% we'll go with new. I have seen some talk that some people are wishing it's like this year, but you got to remember if you're hoping for it, that like the Smash marketing cycle is so much longer than
I feel like
the average game.
The earliest.
Yeah. And that's still totally reason. If we get it that's crazy if we get it that early. Like what we got Switches in 2018, that was pretty early. So
yeah, and I think it depends because like Sakurai talked in the past on his YouTube videos he was making that like, and he was done with those YouTube videos. He was working on a project long before the YouTube videos ended. He revealed that towards the end. So it is possible he's been working on Smash for like 4 years for all we know. Who knows? But I do think that he talked in those videos about how if Nintendo wanted him to make another one, which he doesn't think Smash can be made without him right now, that he would want Nintendo to allow him to do something different with the series, which to me means shrinking the roster back down and going. I think it's still going to be a fighting game at its core. Smash is still going to be Smash, but I think he's talking about all the other modes and the story modes and trying to go in a completely new direction to make it feel almost like rebooting Smash in a way to be something else. Because I think he feels like Ultimate was like the peak of what they were presently doing with Smash, and now that he wants to try something different. But I still think there'll still be the basic multiplayer there. That's the thing. I don't know.
I also think that like now that we're in like the age where you can get downloadable content, which we weren't in for like N64 and we weren't in for GameCube even, right? But now that we're in that, I think a huge part of Smash is getting new characters periodically.
Yeah. There'll be character packs for.
You wouldn't even want them all at once because you can't play them all at once. So I think it's a really fun part of that game to get used to the meta and then have a few new characters introduced, and then you change it up, and it makes the game more replayable. Like, all the characters play really different. And I think that's a core piece of it, is to not have it complete at launch, but to include more throughout. Because look, that game has lasted the entire life cycle of the Switch, and people were hyped about it.
Yeah,
Constantly.
Right until the DLC was done.
Those reveals were some of the biggest Nintendo announcements throughout the Switch.
Had them at the Game Awards. Huge. Absolutely huge.
I don't want them to go too crazy, but I do want some skins.
Sure. Yeah, there'll be some skins. Yeah, I mean, look, they're going to have a DLC plan for that. They'll have a DLC plan for Mario Kart. They'll have a DLC plan, maybe because they've done DLC the whole time for Splatoon. There'll be a DLC plan for that as well. Animal Crossing, if that comes early in the life, I see them having a multi-year.
You know what would be a great gimmick for Smash? If you could customize your characters, the way they fight and build, stuff that's attached to their games, like Mario throwing fireballs. Probably couldn't give that to a different character, but certain things, certain moves they have. But honestly, now that I said that, that would be sick if you could just take Mario's fireball and put it on a random character, or give Mario Cloud's sword, the Buster sword.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's probably way too much work.
I think that'd be interesting. As far as if it's gonna be a continuation, yeah. Actually, I put it in chat too, but I'd be fine with them adding to Smash Ultimate, giving us more of everything. I'd be fine with it. I'd still buy it. I'd still enjoy it. I think I would prefer, though, a new Smash with some new ideas.
Poll in the chat,
because it is. I do think that it would benefit from some new ideas. I think there's some staleness to it, probably. At this point,
I feel like most people would agree with you. They would prefer a new one, but I would want to know what the chat actually thinks. If they would rather a continuation of Ultimate or a brand new one.
Yeah, type 1 in the chat for continuation. Type 2 in the chat for brand new, guys. All right. Let's see. Let's go with this was the next one. This goes from Blade Nightmare. Do you think they'll add a report and ban button to Switch 2? I don't think there'll be a physical button, but
dude, I knew it.
An option in the games. Oh, 2 is dominating. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No surprise. No surprise on that. Yeah. Yeah, I think in some games they'll have it. They already have it in some games, so I think they'll just continue that. Are they going to let you personally ban? I mean, maybe they'll let you block. But I don't think Nintendo's the one that has to drop bans. But other systems you can block users too and not play with certain users or talk to certain users. I think if they're adding voice chat and messaging, that's imperative that you have the ability to block people. Mm-hmm. But yeah, report buttons. Yeah, there'll be report buttons in games and stuff.
Well, the way Nintendo works currently is everyone is blocked. The only people that aren't are people on your friends list.
That's true.
This is true. Yeah.
So it's
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, I don't know.
If you don't have friends, fuck you.
Well, yeah.
That's right. It's kind of how it is. Unless you play Fortnite, you can always add people you played with on Fortnite
or Pokemon Unite,
not through Nintendo servers. So, this one goes with Taker 610. What are the odds we see a new light and OLED models? Oh yeah, they're gonna go with a light model at some point, a smaller, sleeker, no disconnect handheld, a more pocketable. Might not be quite pocketable, but it'll be, their cheaper kid version of the system. It's gonna exist for sure. More durable, yada yada. Drops the dock feature. I know they've been doing that. What with the 3DS, DS? You can argue they did it with the Advance, dropping the SP. Although the big thing with the SP was the light up screen. They did it with all the way up to Game Boy Pocket. They've always had a smaller, lighter, sleeker version of their handhelds. I think that's a given. The OLED model is interesting because I think they're going to try a mid-gen refresh with a Pro model again. I think they're going to try it, and that would be what the OLED model is. But are they
would have done it?
Are they going to actually release it this time, or is something going to stop them? I fully believe Switch Pro was a thing, and then COVID just let them not get the manufacturing to get those going. I know some people don't agree with that, and that's fine. I think the dock is the biggest evidence because the dock has an ability to update that you don't need. It also can support 4K output, which none of the Switches can do. So I feel like that was like the biggest evidence that there was supposed to be a more powerful one, and even if it was just an overclocked Tegra X1, like either way. So I feel like even if it might even be technically an overclock, just running it at base clocks with beefier cooling or something, and a shrunken node. So I do feel like Nintendo is kind of setting up Switch 2 in that way where they'll be able to shrink this node and try to get more power out of it for a pro model down the line. So will they call it OLED just to be consistent with the Switch OLED? That I don't know. I think they might want to have some indicator that there's more power. Maybe it's just that throwing a plus sign on Switch OLED Plus, Switch 2 OLED Plus or something. But they'll try to keep the name simple. I don't think they're going to try to overcomplicate it. So, but yeah, I mean, if you're asking if there's going to be two new models, but one with a slightly bigger screen that's OLED, one that's smaller, I think that's a given. Like they're consistent with that with their handhelds. New 3DS, bigger screen, more power. Yep. New DSi, more powerful.
New 3DS XL.
Yeah, 3DS XL. So like, I think it's kind of a given they're going to do something like this. It worked too well for them. The OLED model quickly became the best-selling model. Just overtook the original Switch. I don't know if it's overtook it overall, like total system sales, but it became like the lead seller every month after it came out. The light one didn't take off quite as much, but I know COVID really saved it because Switch sold out, and so that people were forced to buy lights, and then those finally sold out. But you know, the light model is clearly meant to be a cheap model parents to get for kids. That's the idea. I know my kids have them, so I don't know. What do you guys think? You guys agree or you guys disagree?
100%.
I agree.
We're gonna get them. This will always be a thing going forward. It's a thing with Apple as well with their phones, and it's really no different. It's just a matter of when. And as far as the Pro is concerned, I will always believe that the Pro existed and that was a thing. And so, yeah, I think we could see it this time around. Yeah. Given the fact that we don't have any, hopefully, pandemics in place, then we should be good to go.
Yeah, Nintendo's wildly consistent with these like smaller and slightly bigger models.
I hate to be the next one to drop, but
we got 2 left. I know.
I gotta get up at like 5 a.m.
Yeah, you're fine, man. Jake, it was nice seeing you. I'll see you again tomorrow night. I ain't worried.
Yeah, I'm mad. I'm gonna miss the post show. Whatever. Yeah, it was awesome to see chat. I love you guys. You know that. I'm still bricked up. I'm tired, but I'm always bricked.
That's I'll see you in the morning, man. I'll stop by the street.
Good to see you, man.
Yeah, nice to meet you, Andrew. Yeah, nice to meet you.
Good to see you, Stash. Eric.
You too, man.
And the Primester.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, see you guys.
See ya.
So, now that we're down to the core 4, let me tell you guys what games are coming to Switch 2. Wait, we're live. All right. Cattle Crown comes in. Do you think they will start releasing more intensive titles such as Red Dead Redemption 2 or Cyberpunk 2077 on something like performance mode, of course? I don't know if it'll be a performance mode, but yeah. What do you guys think? Here's the thing. I know for a fact Red Dead Redemption 2, I've said this publicly before, was actually attempted to run on the Switch.
Yep. Internally.
They had a team work on it. They decided not to go along with it. But the fact they tried to even get it to run on Switch, yeah, it's going to Switch.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, for sure.
Come on.
Yeah. I think both games are coming to Switch too. But I've said that numerous times. I'm on record saying it. I stand by it. I expect them to be out for Switch 2. And even if you look at Cyberpunk, you know, CD Projekt Red, who are the ones that attempted the impossible port on Switch of The Witcher?
Well, that was CD Projekt Red.
Exactly.
Well, I don't know what if it was studio. I think they used a different studio to port it.
But fact is it came from them. So of course, Cyberpunk would be coming to Switch too. If they got The Witcher to run on Switch, yes.
I think 100%. The next Witcher is going to come to Switch too.
I do too. We both do.
What do you think, Andrew?
A Ditto.
Hell yeah. Ditto's the best Pokemon because it's every Pokemon. Eric.
Yeah. Yeah.
There we go. Here we go. Rapid fire here. We got Majora Jeff coming back to Smash Bros. They're gonna make a new game. Please rework Ganondorf's moveset.
Heck yeah.
Dude, bring in some of the moves he's got in Tears of the Kingdom. Fuck yeah, man.
Don't stop at Ganondorf. There's a like Mario could use some new moves.
Yeah,
Get
Mario's
that
been,
blood
like,
off his back.
Dude, he's been samey for too long, man. Yeah, they gotta.
Oh
It's
yeah.
got too many
Like,
other.
we got to
moves.
implement Cappy somehow. There's a ton of other characters.
Yeah,
Nobody
like
moves.
update some of the classic characters that had the same movesets for so damn long. Like they've done other things in the games, like Pokemon fam. For the direct, will we get Switch 1 games or Switch 2? Talk about the rumored direct for February or like the traditional February direct. I know PH Brazil said last year that it is going to be a Switch 1 focused direct, but he thought it might be like a third party direct, which I could see. I could see a third party direct for Switch 1 again. Especially because there's rumors that they were trying to get like partners to port a bunch of stuff to keep Switch 1 going. Which makes sense. They're going to still want to sell Switch 1s. I think we're going to get 2 separate events in February. I think we'll get a Switch 1 event and a Switch 2 event. I think it's going to be a packed month. I think there'll be a Switch 1 third-party direct. There'll be a first-party blowout for Switch 2. And then we'll get the Pokemon direct as well on the 27th. I think it'll be spread out, beginning, middle, and Pokemon at the end. That's what I think. Maybe I'm crazy to think Nintendo will go that wild in February because I'm a content creator that would love to cover all this stuff. Like, that would make me very happy in February. That would be a fun month. Even as a fan, just a fun month. Nothing but games after, like, we're coming into this year where Nintendo's trying to convince us how amazing their lineup is. Remember that tweet they put out with the graphic and it's like 4 games? Yeah, look forward to our games on Switch. In 2025, we got 4. Yeah, okay. Like, let's get the hype going a little bit. Let's see Metroid Prime 4 Beyond again. Let's get this going. Any thoughts, guys?
I hope you're right.
Yeah. I think everyone would
Trusting
actually want
you.
that to happen. I don't know. There'll be at least one direct for some, but please be right.
Yeah, I think we do.
Who
and-
doesn't want that?
Yeah, and I expect Metroid Prime 2 and 3 to be talked about and released as well.
All right. Just shout out to Majora Jeff, who became a member of the channel. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Big supporter tonight. We got Blade Nightmare, Pokemon Legends ZA, Switch 2 only exclusive, yes or no? That is an absolute no. It's already announced for Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I bet you it's Switch 1 only that's just backwards compatible to Switch 2. I think that's way more likely than...
That would be very Pokemon. Very on brand for them.
Yeah. It's very... Yeah.
I mean, they released a 3DS Pokemon game while Switch was out. So...
I mean, they released a DS Pokemon game while 3DS was out. So, like...
Oh, that too, yeah.
Yeah,
we can keep going back.
Yeah, like this is just what they do. Like, there's no chance it's Switch 2 exclusive. And I don't even think it's cross-gen. I think it's literally just a Switch 1 game that you can play through backwards compatibility. And last one quick here. Let's just all say it. Can I ask what all your favorite Zelda games are? Everyone should know at this point. I'm Tears of the Kingdom.
Yep.
Eric, what are you?
Yep.
You're Tears of the Kingdom as well? Okay. Stash?
Ocarina of Time.
Okay.
I'm gonna give a little more to my answer just so I don't sound too boring. But it was Wind Waker, and then Breath of the Wild came along, and then Tears of the Kingdom came along.
So
And now Tears of the Kingdom.
You know what? I will say
Your
a very
childhood
close
like-
second is very close. Is Link to the Past. They're pretty much on par for me. Both.
Just
of
to
them.
shock,
Amazing how well it holds up.
just to
So
shock the
good.
big crowd that we have.
Yeah.
Tears of the Kingdom, and before that it was Breath of the Wild, but before that it was Zelda 2,
Mhm.
The Adventure of Link. So just to throw a little shock to the system in there, the Black
I'm
Sheep.
shocked.
Well, I mean, unless you count the CDI games, so the real Black Sheep. Then we have one super chat that popped in quick. Would third parties charge for FPS boost or not? I mean, that's up to them. I'm assuming,
Yeah.
unless it's automatically applied, like it's just some sort of toggle, which I doubt, because DLSS doesn't work that way. You have to actually build it in. So it's going to be up to the third parties, I think, if they want to charge or if they're going to offer free updates. I think some will offer it for free, like popular ongoing online games. Example, Fortnite's going to get completely updated on Switch 2. Completely. And it's going to feel like a completely different game with how much better it's going to look and run on Switch 2. Look, Yulia plays Fortnite on Switch every fucking day and it runs like dog shit. And she doesn't even realize what she's missing. I told her, come down and play it on my Xbox. Like, this is trash. And she's like, nope, I'm good. I'm like, okay. You're going to be in for a shocker when Switch 2 drops. You're going to see Fortnite the way it's meant to be seen. You can actually see players more than 20 feet in front of you. You don't have to worry about like you land on the ground and can't go in a building because the door hasn't loaded yet. That's a thing. It's a thing on Switch. It's really bad. So yeah, anyone else disagree? That's just gonna be up to them.
Be up to them.
Yeah, they're just gonna. Sure. Some will charge, some won't.
Unless Nintendo somehow steps in and says no, you're not going to do this. But I don't know how they can do that.
Nintendo's not going to tell them. No, unless Nintendo has like a. If they have it where all of their FPS boosts or any sort of increases to Switch 1 games are tied to NSO, if they want to offer that as an option to third parties.
Yes.
Like select third parties, like their biggest partners, like a Capcom. Like, hey, you want the Monster Hunter Rise to run a little better? Hey, we can include that as part of the NSO if they decide to go that route. Because we don't even know how Nintendo's going to handle it. Mm-hmm. We don't even know if Nintendo's going to do it. We don't even know if this is going to happen. We assume it's going to happen. But we don't know. And one last one from George. Definitely be the last one of the stream. Otherwise, we'll just end up here all night. Thank you guys so much for the support. It's been amazing and awesome. I really appreciate it. You guys will hate me, but I don't like Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. That's all right. That's a common opinion of many Zelda fans.
No hate here.
No hate there. No. Nothing wrong with the old school ones. They're awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if it's because they're open world, I think that's totally valid. They're the two only open world games I like.
It's an open world. If you don't think the dungeons are that great, if you don't like the breakable item, like there's a lot of reasons that you might
I'm surprised I like them. So
I mean, sorry, fuck you.
Who gave you a mic?
Yeah, you're right.
Take it away.
Yep. Okay,
you're
bye.
Talking to him. All right. Let's go around the room quick. Tell people what we got going on, where they can find us. You know, if you want to tease your next upcoming content, that's totally up to you. We'll start with our brand new co-host. First off, did you enjoy yourself, man? Are you happy to be part of the show?
Yeah. I hope you guys aren't regretting it. Of course, I like I said when I messaged you, I want to learn and kind of be part of this space that I haven't been up for a while. So yeah, you guys
on a record-breaking night. Just wait till I tell you the numbers at the end here. Oh baby!
Oh my gosh! And I'm gonna take all the credit, put it on my resume when I apply to Taco Bell.
You're here. It's all good. All right, what do you got going on? Where can they find you?
You can find me at the Andrew Collette Show on YouTube, and then on other socials, _Andrew Show. I'm gonna try to start tweeting more. I've just been off it for. Yeah. I don't know. I have a love-hate relationship, as I think most of us do with that.
Everyone is that way.
Yes, but this time I'm going to try to make it a more positive year. But that's where you can find me.
Awesome, Eric.
I'm here
every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Switch 2 is being revealed tomorrow. Tomorrow as well.
Yeah.
Thunderstash.
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube at Thunderstash Gaming. What I'm working on is my review for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. I think I have maybe 10 hours left at the most. Might be less than that.
Yeah, you must have passed just right with that.
And how far are you in?
Yeah, where are you? Can you say where you are on the map? Like what village you went to or whatever?
I haven't played it. I'm just curious how long.
Yeah, so you guys know where the jungle's at?
Yeah, I do. I know where that's at.
Okay. So I'm like almost done with that.
Okay, yeah. You just passed where I was. Cool.
So I think I'm getting ready to probably wrap it up pretty soon. I read that there's 7 chapters.
Yep.
So it should be done tomorrow.
Nice.
Yeah. So gonna review that. Then the next game will be Dragon Quest 3 HD. Again, catching up on the backlog. Excited for that. But I will be reviewing the Retroid Pocket 5.
Hell yeah.
As well. This has been a really cool device. I wanted to review it sooner, but I also wanted to, spend some quality time with it. So I try to play this at night while I play indie during the day and work on that stuff. So yeah, look forward to that.
Awesome. You guys should know who I am at this point. I'm Nintendo Prime. I cover a lot of Switch 2 stuff right now until it's announced. And then finally we can talk about some games, I'm assuming. Then again, it's supposedly a hardware tease, so I don't know how many games we'll really be able to talk about, but the cycle should begin. The third-party games, and then the Switch 2 blowout at some point, and so we're gonna be getting into it. February should definitely bring us some games to talk about. At least another look at Metroid Prime 4 Beyond would be sick because we haven't seen it. since June of last year, guys. Jesus. It's been like over 6 months since we've seen Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Wild. That being said, we'll end the poll here quick for the people who are watching this live on YouTube. If you're listening to the audio version, we are live every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central Time. I'm just going to say it, live tomorrow night, because Switch 2 is going to be happening. Then if it's not, and there's no show, I'll still be live anyways. I'll be getting roasted all night. That is not a podcast because it didn't get revealed. Anyways, we just ended the poll here in the chat. Asked people, do you believe the Switch will reveal? No, technically took the lead right at the end at just over 50%. Yes, at 49 with 3.9K votes. So we'll see what happens. A majority of the audience is saying it ain't happening, but it's pretty split. Also, I want to thank everyone who watched our live version today. We have set records at the channel. This is officially the largest live stream that's ever existed in Nintendo Prime history. It's also obviously the largest podcast episode we've ever had. We were at one point, we're over 2,000 live concurrent. We are over 16,000 views already and growing. It's probably going to be a 20,000 plus view episode. So I want to thank all of you guys for tuning in. I know a lot of it's some hate watching, but some of it's some love. I appreciate all of you. Hopefully we'll see you here tomorrow night for another banger of an episode. And I hope you haters, when it's revealed tomorrow, show up. Either way, if it's not revealed, show up and hate on me some more. I love it. Bring it. I'll take some more haters' tears tomorrow. Or show up because we're going to have a banger of a show and have a lot to talk about with one of the biggest casts we've ever had and a bunch of people you guys love, like Sumbro Nation. Jake Randall will be back and a whole bunch of other. I want to tease everyone yet because, again, gotta have that Switch 2 revealed. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. We'll catch you guys in the next episode. Peace out, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.